Alright, what's good guys? IG Squad here, and welcome finally to the 2025 IG Squad mobile device collection update. This is maybe a little bit more anticipated than it ever has been, because, well, I wanted to do a normal one last year, but I kind of destroyed my hard drive, or my hard drive kind of destroyed itself. So I lost all the footage, so I had to do it in a live stream, and that camera quality was horrible. It was like 6 hours worth of streaming. Couldn't even do it in one day, so yeah, it wasn't good. So we're gonna do this the right way. We're gonna film it early, first off, and we're gonna go through everything, and yeah, we're just gonna talk and show you everything we got. So finally time to do this again. Let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so I seem to change up my format every single year. Last year in the live stream, I did it everything by brand. This time I'm going to go back to the categories of MP3 players, smartphones, dumb phones, vintage phones, and maybe miscellaneous. I still haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that, or tablets, or probably tablets at least. Maybe laptops, I don't know yet. But we will, I am recording this extremely early. It is February 25th when I'm recording this. So yeah, there's some time before this is going to go up. This isn't going to go up until like mid-June. So yeah, we've got a long time to go before this is done. But I figured, since I'm on spring break this week, I know, super early, let's just go ahead and get most of the recording out of the way. There may be a chance I get more phones in between, because it's, a long gap of time. Yeah, we're just going to go yapping. So we're going to start out with the MP3 players. I don't have too many, only a few to go over, so we'll get through this quick. And yeah, let's go and hop into all of my devices. Alright, so I decided to do it pile style, if that's a good way of putting it. I'm just gonna grab the phones, I'm going to just yap about them, and yeah, so let's not do too much supplemental audio. Let's just record, yap. There will be some b-roll, but here are the MP3 players. Like I said, not a ton to go over, just a few, so we'll get through this pretty quick. We're just gonna go ahead and grab one, talk about it, and yeah. So let's go ahead and start with the Chunkadunk here. This is an iPod Classic 3rd generation, or just iPod 3rd generation. Pretty sure this has a dead hard drive. I haven't got this to work. My mom bought this brand new when it was brand new, back in like 2004, 2005, something like that. So this has been in my possession for a very long time, and it hasn't worked since, it hasn't worked in a very long time. So I'm sure it just has a dead hard drive. These are, that's just a common thing with these older iPods. But yeah, I still have it. Still looks cool. Still cool display piece, of 15 gig. And yeah, I just kind of keep it on display. All right, moving on. Let's grab this. This is the only non-iPod here. This is a Samsung Yep Z5. This was my dad's old MP3 player. I don't know. I'm assuming that little port right there is the charger. I don't know how accurate that is. I haven't gotten this thing to work ever. Yeah, I don't know. But I think it looks kind of cool. I don't really know a lot about these Samsung Yep players, but they're kind of cool. All right. iPod Nano 3rd generation. This works, but it has a bad battery, so you have to keep it on the charger to get it to boot up at all. But it does work. It does have actually decent music on it. I don't use it that much. Using it on the charger is kind of a pain in the ass. So yeah, it's not like I carry this thing around. I have an iPhone and many other devices I'd rather use over this, but this is still cool. I don't know why, I really like the 3rd gen Nano. I just think it's such an interesting and weird look, but I don't know. I've always really liked it. This one's a 4 gig, and I got this out of the Target bin. iPod Nano 7th generation. This does work. Works in this mint green color. Also got this out of the Target bin the same day as the 3rd gen Nano, actually. Yeah, it's a really good shape too, so I really like this. I actually didn't know that they made them in this color until I got this. So yeah, this was an interesting find. I don't know how rare this color is. Probably not that rare, but yeah, it's really cool. And these Nano 7 gens, I mean, they're still mildly usable. I mean, obviously they never have Wi-Fi, so you can never do like internet stuff on it, but you know, download some music and you know, you got a functional little music player. All right, and then the last two, we have 2 iPod Touches. We'll start with the older one. This is an iPod Touch 2nd generation. It works perfectly fine, has a pretty bad battery, but it does work off the charger at least. It's pretty scratched up on the back here, but the front glass is in good shape. It runs iOS, I think 4.1.2, and yeah, it's an 8 gig. And yeah, I got this out of the AT&T bin. And the last for the MP3 players, this is an iPod Touch 4th generation. In pretty rough shape, as you can tell. It's very, very cracked. But it works perfectly fine. It does have one of those little gray spots somewhere. But yeah, it works. Just that glass is pretty beat up. Pretty thoroughly beat up. Also got this out of the Target bin. Different day as the Nanos, but still out of the Target bin, and it runs iOS 6.1.6, and it is a 16 gig. All right, so those are my MP3 players, pretty easy to get through. So let's go ahead and move on to my vintage phones. All right, it is time to go ahead and move on to my vintage phones. Also, if you hear a little bit of a microphone change, I do have my Beats Studio Buds Plus in that I am recording on now, so don't know how much of a change that's going to make to the audio. We'll see. I may end up having to re-record this clip. They may sound like absolute shit, but we're just going to go ahead and find out. So, yeah, I got a lot more vintage phones to go over than I had in the past. So let's just go ahead and pull them out here, and yeah, let's yap about them. So we will start over here. Oh, cool one to start with. This is a Kyocera QCP. I think this is the 6035. Let's check that. Yes, it is the QCP 6035. I don't have a battery for this, but it looks really neat. And yes, it's also a partial PDA as well. It does have the stylus. You see up there, it is palm powered. So super neat look. I don't know if I'm ever going to get a battery for this, or I'm just going to keep it on display. I just think it looks really cool. It's on Verizon, and yeah, neat look. And most of these vintage phones, most of the new ones you're gonna see, I got out of my 21st birthday lot. I got a lot of phones for my birthday. At least I have for the past few years. All right, let's move on to this. This is a Samsung SCH 411. Or no, this is the 3500, right? Hang on, I always mix up the two vintage Samsungs. This is the SCH 3500. I'm not sure if I have the correct charger for this. It looks like it takes that really old fat Samsung charger, which I do have, and I have tried to plug it into this, but I haven't gotten anything out of it, so maybe it has a bad battery, maybe it does need a different charger, I don't know. But yeah, really neat look. Kind of funky looking with this little flap over top of it, yeah. Pretty interesting looking. And was this the Better Call Saul phone? I've never watched that show, so I don't know if that tracks. I think this was the one. Yeah, I don't know. But neat looking phone. Cool to have on display. And it's on the dead one. Alright, moving on. This is the Samsung SCH 411. Not as cool of a look as that 3500, but still cool. Still enjoy the vintage stuff. Again, looks like it takes that same charger as that guy over there. I don't know if again, if it needs a different charger, if it's a bad battery, or what it is. But again, just kind of cool to keep on display. Is AirTouch the carrier, or was that with some weird Samsung thing back in ye olden times? Ye olden times meaning like early 2000s, but you know what I mean. But yeah, still an interesting look. Gotta love the vintage stuff. Nokia 6015i. I have gotten some mild response out of this, but I think the battery is pretty thoroughly fucked in this guy. I did get a genuine Nokia barrel plug, and I have gotten some of these older Nokias to work. This kind of was one of them. Like I said, I did get this one to boot up, but it was pretty unhappy, and it kind of just died very quickly. So yeah, and then the past like week or two, I haven't been able to get anything out of it, so I don't know. But it's in this really neat lime green color. It's on Verizon. I don't know why there's no Verizon branding on it, but you know, still a super cool look. And yeah, hopefully, I don't know, maybe it's a bad battery or something, but yeah, it's not very happy. All right, moving on. Let's grab this big yellow brick of a thing. This is a Motorola i700 Plus. I have gotten some mild response out of this by plugging a really small barrel plug charger into it, but you know, give it a few minutes and it just says unauthorized charger. So it clearly wants that fat old Motorola plug, which I don't have, and I don't know how easy that is to get. But yeah, it's on Nextel. Kind of a weird look, but ident phones are always weird. So yeah, big yellow brick of a thing. I think that's a pretty good way to describe it. Nokia 252N. This is the 252N, right? Let's check that. Yes, there's two. I have two 252 models, and this is the 252N. I have gotten some charger response. The Nokia barrel plug charger I thought was going to work in this guy. It just makes a really, really weird noise. I'm going to hopefully get a clip of that. Yeah, it sounds like it might explode when you plug it in sometimes, which is a little concerning. Roll that. Yeah, that doesn't sound particularly good. But again, cool display piece. I mean, it looks more like a home phone than a cell phone, but still interesting. You know, I'm getting more into collecting the vintage stuff. If I can get it to work, especially, that's even better. But yeah, still a neat look, and I want to keep getting more Nokia phones. Smartphones, dumb phones, the whole 9 yards when it comes to Nokia phones. I'm all for them. Moving on to one of my only working vintage phones, and actually a cool one. This is the Samsung SGH R225M on T-Mobile. Works perfectly fine. Actually, it's surprisingly okay battery life. I mean, yeah, holds the charge relatively well. It's got that cool blue monochrome screen. I mean, it's super basic. There's really not much you can do with it. It basically just has a PC beeper inside of it, so it, like, when you're playing games on it, it sounds probably what a lot of people would describe very obnoxious. But I still think it's really cool. I really like the blue color here. Yeah, I just think it's a fun little phone. So, yeah, I really like this one. All right, moving on. We'll grab this. Kyocera QCP3035. Don't have the charger for this. You would think most barrel plug chargers would be the same, but they all got to be different sizes, and it's annoying, and I don't want to buy a billion of them. So, yeah, kind of annoying, but cool little phone. I mean, I'm sure it's super basic because it's, you know, just an old vintage phone, but again, like I said, I kind of like collecting the vintage stuff, And yeah, maybe I'll get this one working at some point. Don't know. All right, let's go ahead and keep rolling here. This is an Ericsson, oh God, what is this called? I completely forget. That is also not a one-handed back cover. This is the Ericsson CF788. I know nothing about old Ericsson phones, so I couldn't tell you how this thing works. It looks quite old. I've tried to do research on this and have come up with almost nothing. On Pacific, it's on Pacific Bell Wireless. Is that what Bell Canada used to be? Can someone let me know? I don't know. Like, I wonder if this was the old Bell Canada, but yeah. I know absolutely nothing about this thing. I don't know if I can get that charger. It looks like it's more of a dock than a actual like cable. No idea. But cool to have, I guess. Had to go and flip the light on because it was getting quite noisy on the camera here, but we should be good to go. Let's go up here. This is one of a few Nokia 6010s. This is the only black one, and it's the only one that's on singular. This one does work. None of these 6010s hold a charge like at all. They're very picky. I'm sure I'm sure the batteries that I have, I only have two. I did have one for each of them, but one of them was severely bloated, so I had to get rid of it. I think it might have been the one that was in this, but I keep one in one of the black ones and one in the black one and in one of the silver ones at all times. This one, I've had the best luck with getting it to work. You know, I've actually been able to use it mildly, but it does not hold a charge. So yeah, it's kind of a mess, but I have at least gotten it to work. Not a whole lot you can do with it. It's you know, it's an old Nokia cell phone from 2005, so you know, but it's a really cool look, and these sides actually light up with the screen. If you've never seen this phone before, it's really cool. So yeah, cool phone. And this black one actually is in really nice condition. So yeah, it's probably the best condition out of any of my 3 6010s. So I will take this. Nokia 5185i. This is my best working Nokia. Holds a charge, I mean, as well as a, you know, 25-year-old Nokia phone could. Pretty neat looking, on cellular one. And yeah, this kind of translucent black. Looks really neat. Again, it's a basic Nokia phone. It's got a monochrome screen. There's really not much you can do with it. It does have some games, but not a lot, you know. But I always appreciate the old Nokias. I think this looks really neat, and I'm glad I got it to work. This one was very simple to get working, although, well, simple before I had the Nokia charger, not so simple. I had to use a Motorola branded barrel plug, which fit, but it consistently got very pissed off when I tried to charge it. So I kind of had to get that Nokia charger. All right, let's go up here. Motorola 120C. Don't have the charger for this guy. Unfortunately, this does not have any sort of barrel plug, so I haven't been able to get anything out of this. Is that some sort of Motorola branding, or is that the old Verizon logo? I have no idea. I know a lot of these 120Cs were on Verizon, but yeah. No idea if this thing works or not, but it's kind of a cool look. I don't know. But yeah, no idea about this thing. Here's another 6010. This one is the one without the battery. This is the one I've had the most trouble with getting to work. Both these silver ones are on T-Mobile. Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble getting this one to work. I don't think I've actually gotten this one to work off the charger at all, and I've got it to like flash a little bit when it's plugged in. But yeah, this one's been kind of troublesome, and it's not in the best shape. That Nokia logo is gone. It's pretty scratched up, but you know, there's hopes that it will work a little bit, but maybe not such high hopes. Nokia 5165, or as I call the Banana Kia, because it's just bright ass yellow. May have to do a little bit of color correction because it's coming out very, very warm, but well, actually maybe that's okay. I don't know. Again, tried the barrel plug, didn't get anything out of this. Like, this thing was just cooked. And when I plugged the Motorola cable in, I could see the screen flashing just a little bit, but wasn't really getting anything out of it. So I don't know. This may just have a screw battery, but I am definitely going to keep this one because it's just a cool. I really like that yellow faceplate. Love seeing the Banana Kia and telling people that I have a Banana Kia. I'm going to stop using that because it's really a lame-ass joke, but you know what? Maybe I won't. I don't know. I am about to get yelled at for throwing my phones, but you know what? Whatever. Maybe I just called for it. I don't know. Motorola C332. This works perfectly fine. I mean, the battery is absolutely screwed. Surprisingly, this doesn't have a removable battery. I don't know why, but you take this back cover off and there's nowhere to pull out a battery. No idea. But it works. It's got a monochrome screen. It's got a few little games. But that battery life, I mean, basically it lives just throwing that low battery warning. Yeah, that's about all it does. But kind of a neat look. I don't know. Motorola was, maybe not the king of design in the early 2000s, but definitely had some cool ones, and I think this is one of the cool ones. A little weird look. Yeah, it's on T-Mobile. That mini USB port does nothing. Absolutely nothing. You have to charge it through the barrel plug in the center here. Alright, got a couple of big old bricks. Let's grab this big old brick. Alright, this is the oldest one. This is the Motorola MicroTac DPC 550. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, this thing is old. Don't have the charger for this guy. I'm sure it's a dock. And I'm sure it's probably pretty hard to get. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to keep this guy on display. I don't even know what I'd do with it if I did get the charger, because it looks like it would just beep obnoxiously. No clue, but yeah. It is a cool looking phone on the old AT&T wireless. Yeah. Got all of the old vintage stuff. When did this come out? Was it like 1989, I think? It was old. Alright, let's grab this one. This is a MicroTac 650E. A little bit smaller than the DPC 550, but not by much. This flap is a lot thinner though. But yeah, still looks old. A little bit of a bigger screen here. I don't know if you can even call it a screen. Again, don't have the charger. That looks more like it would be a dock connector of sorts. But again, gotta appreciate the vintage stuff, and it looks cool. I don't know what that means on the back. 7.2 volts, I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't know. That was on there when I got it. Alright. This is a Motorola. It does have a Motorola battery, but it's not like Motorola branded at all on the outside. But this is the Ameritech. Oh God, what is this thing called? I don't know. I'd have to look at my sheet because it doesn't say it anywhere in the back here. This one's actually just one solid brick. Again, cool looking, super small screen. Yeah. Also, doing research on these older ones is so hard. So shout out to Google Lens for making this a lot easier. If you ever have a phone that you're having trouble figuring out what the hell it is, use Google Lens. It will save your life sometimes. I don't know about save your life, but it'll make your life easier, I guess is what I should say. Anyways, Motorola V60i. I had to get rid of the battery for this guy because it was just bloated. It looked like it was about to blow up, so I had to get rid of that. That cover doesn't really stay on very well. Don't have the charger for this guy. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever get it or get this working. I did take this apart at one point and it kind of just blew up and I never got it back together correctly. So yeah, probably pretty low hopes of getting this thing working at any point. On old AT&T. Yeah, cool look, but you know, not much to say. All right, this is the Nokia 252C in this actually pretty cool green color. I don't know, like a forest green. I have gotten, again, with these 252s, gotten a little bit of response out of it with the Motorola barrel plug. With the genuine Nokia barrel plug, it sounds like it's about to blow up. Roll the clip. Super weird. I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. Probably not going to get it to work with that noise. But yeah, it's here. It does things. It sits. It looks kind of cool. And yeah. All right. Just a few to go. Let's get this out of the way. Motorola StarTAC. I know there's a model number for this, but I'm not going to remember it. Cool look. When I got this, I had no idea the battery was in the front. So that's kind of weird, but kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I've always thought the StarTAC looked really cool. That StarTAC Rainbow, which I know was really, really expensive, super, super interesting look. Would anybody try to do that today, even with like a skin or like a colorware type of thing? Maybe. Honestly, maybe. I don't know. All right. Nokia 2190E. The Nokia barrel plug that I bought for most of my Nokia phones doesn't fit in these 2190s, so don't know if I'm ever going to get this thing to work. I have, for some reason, my power cable from my Google Nest Mini works actually okay in this guy. It actually fits correctly. Haven't gotten any response out of this one, but I don't know why that's the cable that fits, but yeah. Here's the other Nokia 6010. The screen is actually in really awful shape. I don't know what's going on there. This one I've had some luck with getting to work, but not a ton. Yeah, it's not ideal, but again, looks cool. Oh, and it's gonna boot here. Yes. Cool. Alright, I'm not doing all that. But yeah, it works. Yeah, and there you go. The sides light up like that. You guys saw it for a quick second there. Yeah. Basic Nokia phone, but it's cool. And the last for our vintage phones, this is another Nokia 2190 with this crazy looking front plate. Yeah. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, I mean, I have gotten a little bit better response out of this with that Google Nest Mini plug. No idea why. But yeah, that main Nokia barrel does not fit, so I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, super neat looking. Definitely gonna keep this one because of this faceplate. I mean, it just looks so cool. All right, those are all my vintage phones. So let's go ahead and move on to the massive, massive amount of dumb phones. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that is a lot of dumb phones. Whew, that's a lot to get through. But honestly, I don't even think it's our biggest category. Smartphones is going to take a really, really long time. Anyways, yeah, we got some stuff to go through. This barely fits on the main cam. Actually, that's not true. It fits on the main cam. But, yeah, that's a lot to get through. So, let's go ahead and just do it. All right, so we're just going to pick them out of the pile. It's going to be completely random. Let's just start on the top here. Samsung SGH T369. Nice. Works perfectly fine. Not too much to really say about it. I mean, it's actually kind of cool looking. I thought it was a Gravity when I first got it, but no, it's not a Gravity. It looks like a Gravity, but it's not a Gravity. It is on T-Mobile, so that would imply it's a Gravity, but it is not a Gravity. Don't know. I bought this at a flea market in Los Angeles for $1. So I think that was well worth it. Yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, it works. This is one of, I'm not even kidding you, 11 LG accolades. Yeah, I got a lot of those, so you'll see a bunch of those throughout here. Some of them have this, have these leather cases on them. I just got them with the leather cases. I figured I'd use them. Might not use them for too much longer because they're pretty gross. At least some of them are. But yeah, all 11 of them work. The last 10 of them I got on my 21st birthday lot. The other one I got a lot earlier. But yeah, and also a bunch of them I got with their original boxes, which is pretty cool. I have in a separate cabinet or drawer, so probably show a clip of that. Here's another accolade. Yeah, I'll have to make sure I know which one's which, so I can show the correct one, but yeah. Yeah, another one in the case. And like I said, all 11 of them work. All right, let's grab this down here. LG Expression in this bright-ass red. Yeah, extremely bright. Kind of blows the camera out a little bit, but yeah. This works. It has a blown speaker, so it does not play any sound at all. But otherwise, it works perfectly fine. Where did I get this? Did I get this out of a... I think I got this out of a Target bin. Yeah, that sounds right. I got this out of a Target bin. But yeah, I mean, it's still usable. It's just, you know, you can't play any sound, which, I mean, how often do you need to do that on a dumb phone? But, yeah, it works. I don't know. I still think it looks cool, even though this red is almost coming out pink on camera. Huh. Samsung SPH M400. It works. It's a lot newer than you'd expect. This one's a pain in my ass because it, every time you put a battery in it, even if you don't want it to, it just boots itself up. And when it dies, it's literally just like, it's like a video game character walking at a wall. It just, like, it'll literally, like, it'll start booting up and then it'll just give that low battery too low to power up warning, or like phone shutting down warning, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then it just keeps booting itself back up until the battery is completely dead. So yeah, it's kind of a dumbass in terms of, you know, dumb phones, but you know, it works. LG Cosmos 3 in horrible condition. I do have a couple of these. Yeah, this one's in really bad shape, but it works. Just a paint disaster. Very scratched up, but yeah, I mean, it works perfectly fine. It's just a basic, you know, it's an LG Cosmos, you know, there's really nothing to say about it. Samsung SPH M220 works perfectly fine. Super basic, doesn't even have a camera. Yeah, it is extremely basic, but it works. Kind of cool looking. I like this this kind of navy blue color. You wouldn't be able to tell it's navy blue in most light, but yeah, kind of cool looking and pretty rough shape, but yeah, don't even care. It works perfectly fine. And it doesn't get pissed off when you put a battery that's not the battery that it wants, because I put a Samsung Gusto battery in it and it works totally fine. So yeah, if you're struggling on battery supply, pro tip, put a Gusto battery in it and it works. Kyocera Dura XV Plus, one of the newer dumb phones I have. And you know it's the Plus when it has the push to talk button over here. The normal Dura XVs do not have that. Works perfectly fine. Probably the battery champion in terms of my phones. It lasts literally forever, especially on airplane mode. Like, this thing, I cannot kill this thing. Yeah. But it's just a rugged, dumb phone, you know. I mean, feels older than it is. I mean, it came out in like 2017, but it feels so much older than that. Motorola i776. These iDen phones are so weird, just so bizarre. But it works. It's in this kind of weird brown color. It's on boost. Yeah. Not much to say about it. It's a weird phone. It's not like it's a bad phone. It's cool, but it's just so... These iDen phones are just so confusing, I guess is the word. I don't know. Original LG Cosmos. This is probably my favorite out of any of the Cosmos models. Also came with this really nice clear case. Might as well keep it on. I mean, it looks really... It's in good shape. Yeah. I mean, nothing bad to say about it. I mean, it slides the wrong way, which is a little weird to get used to, but yeah. I mean, it's cool looking. I don't know. It's still an LG Cosmos, but I think it's a little cooler than the newer Cosmos models, which are literally the same. You can interchange them besides the way they look. Here's another LG accolade. Also works. Like I said, yeah, all of these work. Also has a leather case on it. All right, let's keep this going here. Let's go over here. LG NV2 in the actually pretty cool maroon color. Works perfectly fine. It is missing the 2 front buttons here, but these have incredibly big press targets, so yeah, works totally fine. It's not in the best shape. It's kind of scratched up, but yeah, I really like pretty much all the NV models. Still need to get the original one and the NV3, but yeah, NV2, you know, pretty cool looking. LG True B460. You know, it's I mean, it looks the same as the B470, but if it's on Cricut, it is the B460. Don't know. They look exactly the same. Super weird. But yeah, works perfectly fine. Where did I get this? No, I got this in my 20th birthday lot. Samsung SGH X105. It's a tiny little thing. Pretty rough shape, but works perfectly fine. Kind of a cool little phone. You know, does some things. Yeah, it's cool. It's small. LG Shine, really neat looking phone. Little slider. I always really liked this guy. Completely made of metal. One of 2 LG phones, actually. LG dumb phones that are completely made of metal. You'll see the other one. Actually, I guess you can kind of see it. I'm not going to tell you where it is, though. Yeah, it really reflects off the light here. Cool looking phone. I like it. Yeah, it's fun. Samsung SGH A157. Works perfectly fine. Super basic. You would think a dumb phone that came out in 2012 would have a front screen, but this does not. This does not. Super weird. But, yeah. Super basic. Go phone. Oh, AT&T Go phone days. Motorola Razr V3. The original, the Boss Razr as I call it. This one, I have to keep an aftermarket battery in it because this is the best one that works with an aftermarket battery. I don't know why, but for some reason, most of the time when I go to power it up normally, it'll pop up with the bootloader. Didn't ask it to do that. I don't know why it's doing that. I just need to get another BZ60 Motorola battery, because then this probably won't be an issue, and also I won't have to charge it like every 5 minutes. But yeah, in this crazy looking pink color on T-Mobile. Yeah, I love the Razr. It's one of the best phones of all time. It's one of the GOATs. This is certainly not one of the GOATs. UT Starcom CDM 7076. That name is certainly not goated. Yeah, this phone's kind of a pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie. It's really just genuinely annoying to use. Super basic. This screen is god awful. It's an okay shape, but yeah. I have not seen anybody else that has this phone. I don't know if it's just like super rare, if maybe this is like an engineering sample or something. I do have some of those. You'll see those later. Anyways, yeah. It's a weird phone. At least it doesn't use some proprietary charger, though. That is a nice mini USB port right there. So I'll take that any day. Samsung SPH A670? Is that right? No, this is the A740. Yeah, A740. This does have a very messed up battery, but it still works. Yeah. I mean, it lasts about 10 minutes. But it's kind of cool. It's on Sprint. Kind of a cool design on the front. A little different there. LG VX3200, one of 2 that I own. Works perfectly fine. The keypad's like showing up really yellow on camera. Because it kind of is in person too. I don't know. It's old. It's basic. Doesn't have a front screen, but at least it has an excuse. It came out in 2004. So yeah, not like that A157 that has literally no excuse. Sanyo SCP-5300, the first mobile phone with a camera. Believe it or not. From 2002. Pretty cool. These are both of mine are starting to get pretty beat up, but still works. And yeah. LG 800G in this blue case. This phone's super just inoffensive, I guess, but yeah, not really much to say about it. It's just a basic wannabe smartphone. I had slightly lesser smartphones. I had not so smartphones. Wannabe smartphones is what I should be calling that category, and this definitely fits into that. AT&T Singular Flip 4 by Tino. Not the worst Tenno phone I own. Oh, you'll see that soon. I am going to rant about that very much. Just a big-ass flip phone. Like, super big for a flip phone. But it actually, I mean, it runs KaiOS. I had no experience with KaiOS before getting this guy. I mean, it's kind of cool looking. I don't know. Got that big-ass front display, too. Kind of neat. You can actually, like, connect it to Wi-Fi. You can use, like, YouTube and stuff. It's, I don't know, kind of cool. Samsung Chrono. The R261, right? Is that? I think that's what this is. Super basic, super, you know, nothing to really say about it. It's an old Samsung flip phone on Cricket. I do need some more Cricket phones though, so I'll take that. Samsung Exclaim. This phone's actually really cool if you've never seen it before. So slides up like that, but it also slides like that, so you can text easier. You can't slide both at the same time. One does lock, so you can't like intentionally destroy it like that. I mean, you probably could if you tried really, really hard, but I would never try to do that with this thing. I think it's so cool. Yes, it does have an aftermarket battery, and I don't have a back cover for it. And this does have a blown speaker, so not the best experience, but you know, it works, and it's cool looking. And yeah, I just really like the dual slider. LG Extrovert, the original one. Super simple, super basic, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. It works. Nothing to really say about it. It has a weird puncture in the center of the screen there, but it doesn't affect the screen at all, so I don't know. Probably just as cheap plastic, you know? All right, it's a new day. I didn't have time to record everything yesterday. I'm hoping I don't have to take more than 2 days to record this, but we will see. But let's go ahead and keep rolling with the dumb phones. We will go here. Pantech Jest 2. This thing's pretty messed up. Power button does not work at all, so you have to jump it basically by plugging it in. Screen, it's pretty scratched up. The camera is somehow completely shattered. I don't know how the hell you do that on a dumb phone, but yeah, I would have figured this was this outer layer was plastic, but I don't know. But it does work. And pro tip, if you have a phone like this that can't get past the activation screen, but you want to get through the menus, go through voice commands. It actually kind of works. It's not fun, but it kind of works. Motorola V170, I believe this is. I have not been able to get anything out of this. Just trying the Motorola barrel plug, it just does not respond, so it's probably cooked. I mean, maybe it's just a bad battery. Don't really know, but yeah. No sign of life out of this so far. LG VX5500, one of two that I have. This one is in worst shape of the two. Both of them are pretty much unusable. They both had bad flex cables, so the screens just show up white, both of them. So yeah, kind of sucks that I can't really do anything with these. I mean, these are extremely basic, so you know, not like you can do much of anything, but I've had these forever. And yeah, both of them. I don't know how the flex cables go bad so easily in these. It's kind of crazy. LG Cosmos 2 works perfectly fine. It's actually still in pretty good shape. I've had this thing for a pretty long time now. But again, it is just an LG Cosmos, so there's really not much to it. Yeah, it's yeah, it's about it. It's just another LG Cosmos. Another LG Accolade, also in a leather case. Still works. Yeah, they all have kind of those air bubbles. They look, but yeah, still works perfectly fine. Not much to really say. It's just an LG Accolade. LG Extrovert 2. Can you focus, please? There we go. LG, you had it. There you go. LG Extrovert 2. In this nice ocean blue color. I've always really liked the way this thing looks. But again, it's basic. The touchscreen actually isn't like hot garbage. You know, it's not like one of those really terrible resistive screens. It works. It's not too bad. You know, not much to say about it. But yeah, really like the color on this. LG 328G. This thing is extremely basic. It is yeah, it is clearly like, feels like a $10 phone, but it works. You know, there's not really anything you can do with it. It's just a cheap track phone. Doesn't even have a camera. I mean, not like you really fit a camera on this, but yeah, super, super basic. Not in the best shape. It's pretty, the screen's pretty scratched up, and the keypad is pretty yellow. At least that's what it's showing like, but yeah, it works. And where did I get this? I got this out of the Target bin. If I don't say where a phone's from, it means I probably got it out of a phone lot. That's most likely where I got it. But I'll put it on screen if that's not the case. Yeah. Sony Ericsson Vivaz, such a weird phone. It runs Symbian OS, which is probably one of the worst operating systems of all time. It is so slow and so, I mean, not to mention this thing has a terrible resistive touchscreen, so it is extremely annoying to use. Does have this nice galaxy blue color, but yeah, not much that's good to say about this guy. I mean, the camera's pretty nice. Not like you can take more than 5 pictures at a time because it doesn't hold any freaking internal storage, which is really annoying. Even though I know you can put an SD card in there, but I don't really want to waste an SD card on a Symbian OS device. But, you know, that's just my thought. But yeah, it works. Samsung SCH A680, I think. I think that's right. That was wrong. This is the SCH A670. I have gotten some very mild response out of this guy. Like, I got it to pop up with the Verizon logo when I plugged it in for a second. But that was months ago, and I haven't gotten anything out of it since, so maybe I just need to connect it to a bench power supply. I don't know. I don't have one of those, but I know someone who does, so yeah. Hopefully we'll figure that out. But it is a cool looking phone, and it's got a lot of weight to it for an old Samsung dumb phone. Let's go here. LG Rumor 2, not on Sprint. This is an unlocked LG Rumor 2, which is pretty cool. It says it's on Nextech Wireless up in the top. I don't know what that is, but yeah. It works. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, obviously this blue color is awesome. I love the way this thing looks. But again, it is a basic dumb phone, but yeah, probably one of my favorites. It's just nice to have a Rumor 2 that's a little bit different and not just another regular one on Sprint. And it's in pretty good shape too. A little paint chipping there, but you know, that happens. Here's the other LG VX5500. Yeah, this thing also has that bad flex cable. It's in a little bit better shape, but still not amazing. It's pretty scratched up on the front here. I haven't even like tried to really clean any of this off up here, so I don't know. But yeah, it's here. It still does at least boot up, but yeah, it's pretty much unusable. Motorola C139. That is right? Yes, this is the Motorola C139. Super basic. I have not been able to get any life out of this guy either. I don't know why. I always call this the hacker's dream dumb phone because I feel like a lot of people mod the shit out of these, which is kind of funny for such a basic track phone. Yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of mods on this specific phone. So yeah, kind of cool, but yeah, it is extremely basic. Hopefully, again, it's just a bad battery that's not making this thing work, but I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. All right. Kyocera Energy. This does work. I did take it apart at one point. The motherboard, I don't think I got it fastened back into place correctly, but I might have actually gotten it to boot again. I don't know. Might need to give that another shot. But yeah, I know it used to work. Didn't ever have a proper charger for it, but I don't know. Maybe I could get it working again. Yeah, no idea. But I don't know. Another LG Accolade. This is the first one that's not in a case. This one's actually kind of scratched up. Like it's a little scratched up, but still works. Still does everything an LG Accolade does. Palm Treo 680, running the god-awful Palm OS. Yeah, it's so bad. I hate Palm OS with a burning passion. It is so slow. It's so overcomplicated. Like, yeah, there's nothing good about Palm OS. It's so just bad. And can someone tell me why Palm phones don't have an actual power off function? Like, why is that turning on and off the cellular radio? Like, what are we doing? For the purpose of what? Why is that the function of this button to turn on and off the cellular data? It's so stupid. But Palm, I don't think they made the smartest decisions at any point, but you know, maybe that's just me. These are 2 halves of an LG VX 6100. This used to work. Well, actually, the keypad does still get power. But yeah, there's not much I can do with this because it's split in half. So yeah, that's not great. But I'm still going to keep it because it was my mom's old phone. And yeah. Yet another LG accolade. Also works. Again, those friggin' air bubbles. Yep, back to the cases. I don't think we have too many of them in cases left. I think there might only be 2 more to go, but we'll find out. Samsung Convoy 3. I had to take the lock out because it was just, you know, kind of, I think the lock was busted. Works perfectly fine. I mean, there's really not much to say about it. It's a Samsung Convoy. Has surprisingly poor battery life for one of these rugged phones. You would think these actually have really solid battery life. Every other rugged phone I've had that actually does that pretty well. This one really doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It's just a basic Samsung dumb phone. Sanyo Katana, the original one. This thing is dope. Like, it was clearly meant to be the Razr, the best challenger to the original Razr. And I think it looks so cool. Yeah, I am so happy I got one of these. I mean, it is, again, a basic flip phone, but it's really neat. I like this thing a lot. And it's actually kind of fun to play around with, you know. Like I said, not a ton you can do with it, but it looks really cool. And yeah. Motorola Barrage, which I always think of as a f***ing brick. You know, it's just a giant brick of plastic. Yep, works perfectly fine. All the buttons fell out because they're just cheap rubber buttons and they don't really have much guard in them. But yeah, weird industrial look in this thing. Oh yeah, had to take the screw out on this one because it was stripped. And yeah, or the back lock, whatever. Yeah, again, not much to say about it. Where did I get this? I bought this on eBay for like $9 or something. I don't know. LG VX 8700, the other metal LG. You could probably figure that out. Really cool. This is one of my favorite flip phones of all time. It looks so neat. This warm lighting isn't doing it justice of how cool it looks. So nice. I love this thing. Oh yeah. And no, this is not called the Shine Flip. I know a lot of people like to call this the Shine Flip. It is not called the Shine Flip. The Shine is a slider phone. This is the LG VX 8700. That's just what it's called. LG CE110. This was my first ever cell phone. This was the phone that I had as an emergency phone when I was like 6 or 7 years old. Yeah, this still works. Screen hinge is a little loose. The charging port doesn't work anymore, so I have to charge the battery in another phone, which kind of sucks, but you know, not the biggest deal in the world. But yeah, I love this phone. Still cool that I still have it. It works. Yeah, this thing's awesome. New Mind F15, the Ferrari phone. Yeah, this thing is This thing is weird. It does not work at all. I think it's something internally just blew up. So yeah, it's got that fat crack in the hinge, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, this thing has not worked for years. I mean, you know, off-brand Chinese piece of shit, basically. But, you know, just what it is. Another LG Cosmos 3. Come on, there you go. Yep, also works. This one's in much better shape than the last one. Still not amazing, it's still a little chipped up. But it works. And yeah, it's nice to have one in better condition. I'll take that. And actually, speaking of better condition, here is my other LG Cosmos 3 in the best shape out of the three of them. I mean, this thing looks damn near mint on the outside. Yeah, super nice shape. Very, very nice. I will take that. Another LG accolade. Yeah, you're just gonna see me pulling these out of everywhere. Yep, also works. Also looks, yeah, it's an LG accolade. This one's in really good shape. Like, really, really nice shape on the outside, so that's nice. Need to clean all these up, though. They're, a little dirty. Samsung SGH T105G, not a nice name. This thing is extremely basic, has that extremely small screen, does not have a camera, not like you could fit one. Yeah, there is absolutely nothing you can do with this thing. It doesn't even have Bluetooth. Like, it is so basic. It was meant to be that just dirt cheap phone, burner phone. Like, yeah, this thing is so cheap. All right, keeping it going. Let's go on the edge here. LG 306G. Kind of a weird shape. Like, it's not exactly the most hand-friendly thing in the world. Honestly, not a bad phone. It's got a decent capacitive touchscreen. I mean, still not much you can do with it. It is still a track phone, you know. It still has its track phone quirks, like, you know, no date and time reset, which is just dumb. But yeah, I mean, kind of works, kind of acts like, it's certainly a wannabe smartphone. That's certainly what you could call it. But yeah, not horrible. Samsung SGH T301G also works. God, I've been getting more of these vertical sliders. I certainly enjoy having these. These are, I mean, again, this phone is extremely basic. At least it has a camera. But yeah, really not much to say about this guy. It's just a basic track phone. Oh, and it's booting. Hello. Must have pressed the power button. Yeah, there you go. Oh, cool, and the battery's almost dead. I love that. Another LG VX3200. This one, I only keep one battery in the VX3200s because I just don't have enough of them. So, yeah. I'll probably be able to show this one working inside some B-roll. Again, not much to say about it. It's a basic LG flip phone. That's all there is to it. Another LG accolade. Also works. Yeah. Motorola Razr V3 XX. These things are awesome. I love the way these look, especially this like light purple. I mean, this just looks sick. Like, yeah, it's awesome. Super shiny though. Like, extremely reflective. And it bounces off the light. Pretty cool. I just love the Motorola Razr. Yeah, it is one of the best phones of all time. There is no denying that. It is one of the GOATs. LG Chocolate Touch. This thing has an unbelievably awful battery. I know I need to get a new one, but I don't really want to invest in that. I mean, this thing is super bloated, but it still works. So I'm gonna keep it going as long as it works, you know. no reason to get rid of it if it's not a, you know, fire risk, if it's not a, you know. Anyways, yeah, but it works. Battery lasts about like 10 minutes. It is a cool look though. I really like the back design. And I know this, when you bought this brand new, this came with 2 back covers. This and then a purple one. I just got the basic black one. I pulled this out of a Target bin. So, you know, I didn't really have much say in getting that purple one, but yeah, it is cool. LG VX5200. Not much to say about this guy. Super basic. That keypad is extremely yellow. Holy crap. It does not look as yellow in person as it does on camera. Yeah, again, just super basic. Really not much to say, but it works. Motorola Razr V3M. Kind of the boring Razr because it runs Brew OS, you know, it's the Verizon one. So, you know, a little bit locked down compared to the other Razrs, but yeah, still kind of cool. I mean, this one's in really, really good shape, like incredibly good shape. These silver Razrs are kind of hard to keep clean, so yeah, it's nice when you get a super nice condition one. Samsung Hue, one of 2. This is the super bright red one. This has a lock code, so I haven't been able to get anything. I haven't been able to do anything with this. I usually don't keep the battery in this guy. It also has a wallpaper that I really shouldn't show, so yeah, not gonna show much of this guy. Yeah, pretty much just sits. Not much I can do. LG B470 in much worse shape compared to my other one, but it works. You know, it's just a basic old person AT&T phone. Nothing to say. I think I got both my B470s out of AT&T bins. That sounds about right. Samsung Seek. Super small slider phone. Kind of cool. Honestly, you could probably call this a wannabe smartphone if you really wanted to. Honestly, I might, because that's honestly a pretty good way to describe it. A wannabe smartphone. Not much to say. It's here. It works. Cool blue color, kind of around the sides. Samsung Flight 2. This feels like the one that doesn't have the battery. I do have 2 of these. Something happened to this back cover, like warped or something, so now I can't even get it on securely, which is very weird. I don't know how the hell that happened. But yeah, they both work. This one has a busted lock button, so I can't lock the phone. Not like that really matters. It just locks itself. And for some reason, sometimes if you slide it, like, you know, super quickly, and it doesn't really realize it, it just locks up. Like, the entire phone just freezes. Super weird. I don't get it. Samsung Intensity 3 works perfectly fine. I did have one of these, but that flex cable broke, but I was able to get another one out of the Target bin just a couple months ago, and this one works perfectly fine. Not much to say about it, just a basic Verizon phone. It's definitely the most boring out of the 3 Intensity models. There's no denying that. I don't know. Not much to say about this guy. All right, keeping it going here. Let's go up here. Samsung SPH M320 works perfectly fine. Super basic. This one has a camera that the M220 doesn't. Yeah. I do like this red color. This thing's not in particularly great shape. It's quite scratched up on everywhere. But yeah, it's again just basic. Not much to it. It does have some games though. Samsung Trance. This has a lock code. It has since the day that I got it. Yes, I did set it. You can call me a dumbass if you prefer. Yeah, I was not a smart person back in 2020 when I bought this. I'm still not a smart person now, but you know. Anyways, it just sits. I haven't even tried to. I have cracked the code on a couple phones. This is not one of them. I really want to, but I don't think I'm going to. So this thing probably will just sit. Also, this back cover does not stay on at all. Like the latches are just completely cooked. So that's fun. I'm gonna find that back cover in the abyss later. Motorola W385. I only have one battery that fits a couple of Motorola models, and this is not one of them. I do not keep a battery in either of my W385s. I'm probably going to get some at some point, but I will be able to show this working in B-roll. But yeah, not much I do with this one on a daily basis or a regular basis, but it works. Here's the other W385. Yeah, don't really do much with these. This one is in terrible condition. I mean, just look at that back. Look at that front. This whole thing is just rotting away. It looks so bad. Yeah, it's ugly, but still works. Alcatel Flip Smart. Is that what this is called? I think. I don't know. I got this out of the Target bin like a couple months ago. Barely played with it. It didn't come with a battery. I do have a battery that works for it, but I keep it in the other KaiOS device, in that Singular Flip 4 pretty much all the time. So yeah, I don't play around with this. The front screen is completely busted. It's just like that LCD is just cooked, so can't really use that. Not much to say about it. It's a KaiOS device. It runs a very old version of KaiOS, like one of the first versions, I think. So that's kind of cool, but yeah, not much to say about this one. Here's the other Sanyo SCP-5300 in much worse condition than the other one. This hinge is very floppy too, so yeah, that barely stays open. Like, I'm barely moving my hand and it's just closing. So yeah, you see how there's like a little bit of body trim there? Yeah, that's just gone over here. So yeah, this thing might fall apart at any second. I don't really know, but it still works for now. So yeah, that's all I can ask for. Pantech Breeze. This did work, but I'm not really sure what's going on with it now. It just won't take a charge for some reason. No idea. I have absolutely no idea. I think one day the battery just died, and like I mean, it was going to die. Like, it was like the battery was pretty much empty, but yeah, then it just stopped taking a charge. I don't know what happened. So yeah, super weird. Maybe it just needs some time to sit. Maybe it'll be fine at some point when filming this video. I don't know, and I'll just be made to look like an ass again, but yeah, no idea. Here's another LG Accolade. This is the one I've had for the longest. I got this one back in, what was it, 2020? Yeah, so I've had this one for 5 years. Not in great shape. That outside is pretty scratched up, but yeah, still works perfectly fine. Samsung Gusto, not in the best shape either. This thing is just so cheap. This screen is so bad. Like, it's so unbelievably bad, but it works. Also, you put a battery in this one and it immediately powers itself on. It's not supposed to do that. I don't know why it does that. I can't get it to stop doing that. It's very annoying. So yeah, I just have to eject the battery every time I want to turn it off. So really annoying. Motorola Pebble U6. I have not been able to get anything out of this. It's got the mini USB port on the top, but it does not respond at all. Really weird looking phone. I don't know what the stickers on the back that are doing there. It's in really bad shape. You can see this is like super sticky. Oh, that normally works. There we go. Pretty cool look in the inside, but yeah, not much to complete mirror finish. Can you tell what phone I'm recording on? Probably not from the keypad. Yeah. I mean, it does kind of look cool, but yeah. Also, this is like, it's like magnetized. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's actually like magnets that hold it closed. Pretty neat. Yeah, not much to say about this one. I doubt I'm ever gonna get this working. Probably, I mean, it could be a bad battery, but no real way to tell. I don't know. But I don't see any other plug, so I would assume it just charges with the mini USB port up there, but I don't know. Motorola W418G, or as I call the Fake-Arola, because it's not a real Motorola phone, it's just a cheap off-brand Chinese piece of shit. But it works. Yeah, it's extremely basic. It is on TrackPhone, so it was sold here in the US, but yeah, it is very off-brand. So yeah, kind of weird. Samsung SGH X427, or is this the X427M? This is just the regular X427. This just shows a gray screen whenever you try to plug it in. I have had that problem with multiple of these. So yeah, I don't know what's up. Apparently connecting it to a bench power supply could spark it alive. No, I don't know how true that is. I really want to try it, but yeah, maybe we'll find out sooner than later. Don't know. All right, let's go here. LG Wine, pretty rough shape as well, scratched up, but works perfectly fine. I have never been able to get these streaks off of the screen here. I've tried. It's really big for a flip phone. Like, actually pretty big. It's super long. But, yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It did come in this, really, really cool, like Brandywine red color, I think it was called. Looks super, super cool. But, yeah, I just got the basic silver one. I got this in a phone lot. That I bought on eBay for like, what was it, like 20 bucks? This is just an all dumb phone lot. You know, worthwhile. Pantech Swift. This one's actually pretty cool. It's, I mean, you could definitely call this a wannabe smartphone, even for running Brew. Yes, this is an AT&T phone that runs Brew. It's super strange. But it works. Not much to say about it. Cool purple color. Slides up at kind of an angle, which is nice. A little more ergonomic that way. Has a fully capacitive touchscreen, which is cool. Yeah, it's actually a pretty cool phone. I got this out of the, I think I got this out of the AT&T bin. Yeah, pretty sure I got this out of the AT&T bin. LG Xenon in really rough shape. Like this thing is rough. But it works. It's kind of a neat phone. Again, red color. Not quite as bright as the Expression. Well, actually that might be a lie. It is pretty damn bright. It doesn't look that bright in person, but it's pretty bright. But it works. It's cool looking. That should be a back button, I'm just saying. But it's a recent apps button, or like a task manager button. It's super dumb. But, you know, I don't make the decisions at LG, or didn't. Palm Treo 700WX. Works perfectly fine. Again, Palm with the dumb decisions, this turning on and off the cellular radio. At least this one doesn't run Palm OS. This runs Windows Mobile. Still not that great, but better than Palm OS, so I'll take that. LG VX5400 works well. Actually, no, I guess it kind of doesn't. It works, but for some reason, outside of the startup and shutdown tones, this thing does not play any sounds at all. I don't know why. I've checked through all the settings to try and turn all the sounds on, and it does nothing, so I have no idea. This phone is weird, but it works, so yeah. I got this, I got this from a computer shop owner that fixed my PC. It was super cool. I told him I was a phone collector, and he was just like, yeah, I got some phones I want to take to recycling, so if you want them, take them. So I did. I also got one of the Cosmos 3s from him as well, and 2 smartphones that I'll show later. Samsung SGH T239, another red phone. This thing is weird. For some reason, all these buttons work in the wrong direction. So like the down arrow I think works fine, but like these all will like double press. They'll press the wrong thing. It's so strange. I don't know how you do that. Like they're just like wired incorrectly or something. I have no idea. So strange. Another Motorola Razr V3XX. This also works, but I don't have enough batteries for all my Razrs, so I don't keep one in this one. This one's in pretty rough shape. It's pretty scratched up on the front there. But yeah, they all work perfectly fine. Whoa, that light is catching some light rays. That is cool. Hell yeah. Samsung SGH E315, I believe. Yeah, that sounds right. I have not been able to get any sort of response out of this thing. Plug it in, does nothing. Maybe I can connect it to a bench power supply. we'll see. But yeah, for now, this thing just sits. LG VX8300, no back cover, never had one. Pretty rough shape, but it works. Actually, this one's actually not terrible. This does have a lock code on it. That was my fault. I thought this would just lock the keypad and not actually, you know, trigger the code, but it did trigger the code, and yeah, that basically made this phone impossible, like completely unusable, and I don't know what the code is, so yeah. Oops. Samsung SGH X497. This works, but it has a bad battery, so, you know, not much I can do there. You plug it in, it stays on for about like maybe 5 minutes, and then it just dies and starts acting like it's charging again. But yeah, the battery is just completely cooked. So yeah, not much to say there. Kyocera Marble, super basic looking. It looks way older than it is. Apparently it came out in 2007. I would have guessed this thing came out in like 2002. No camera. Yeah, it is extremely basic. I don't have a battery for this. I had a battery, but it was extremely bloated, so I had to get rid of it. So yeah, that thing is long gone. Maybe I'll get another battery for it at some point, but don't know. LG Octane, had this thing forever. This is my grandmother's old phone. I love this phone so much. Yeah, it's so cool. I love the Octane. I remember seeing this thing around everywhere. Like, it actually was kind of a popular phone, at least from what I could see. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, it's not like it's a super high-end phone, but yeah, I don't know. The successor to the Envy, the last of LG's big name laptop phones. Sorry, Carson, I stole your line. Another LG B470 in this really nice case. Underneath the case, this thing is actually in great condition. I guess I'll show it to you now. Yeah, I mean, this thing is pretty much immaculate. Minus that right there. That seems to be wiping away. Yeah, so this thing is immaculate. Looks really, really good. And works perfectly fine. So yeah, pretty cool. But I'm going to go and put that case back on. All right, we're back in business. Yeah, super neat. All right, we're getting there with the dumb phones. We don't have too many more to go. Let's go here. Samsung Freeform 2, or the SCH R375C. I thought this wasn't a Freeform 2 because I thought those were only on Metro, but apparently, no, the TrackPhone models are Freeform 2s as well. So, yeah, interesting. This thing's not in great shape. It's got some issues. The one battery contact is like completely shaved, which is very weird. I don't know how the hell you do that, but yeah, it's like completely cut off. It's so strange. But it works. Not much to really do with it. It's just a basic, could you call this a wannabe smartphone? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe. Samsung Intensity 2. I've got a few of these. This is by far my worst condition one. It's got some sort of like what looks like paint right there. It's pretty scratched up, and the screen has like this big, what looks like a burn mark almost on it. So weird. Like, I don't know how do you put a burn mark like that in the screen? It's so weird. I don't get it, but you know what? There's not many things I understand in life. Motorola VU204. This works, but the battery is completely shot. Okay, little update with the Moto VU204. So I had a battery from a phone that I just recently got that was basically the same as a BK60. This had a BK61, but they're essentially the same battery, and sticking it in here, it works perfectly fine. Not a single issue. All good to go here. Yes, it's pretty sweet. I like this menu design too. Does not have those though. Lame. But yeah, it works. Sanyo Juno. This has a broken screen, so there's not much I can do with it. Kind of sucks. This thing's in really rough shape. But yeah, just unfortunately the screen is completely cooked. So Not much I can do there. Just kind of sits, but these aren't too hard to get, so I can probably get another one of these if I really wanted to. Another Intensity 2, at least I have a blue one that's actually in pretty good shape. Yeah, this one works much better than my other blue one. I really like the Intensity 2. I don't know why. I just always thought it's, you know, just kind of cool looking with these bright colors. I still want to get that purple one, which I think is kind of hard to find, but yeah, at least I have the really nice looking metallic blue. Always love this color. Yeah, super neat. But again, just a basic phone. LG NV Touch works perfectly fine. Again, has a really bad battery, but yep, it works. Not much to say about it. At least I did have an NV Touch a long time ago that had a completely screwed internal screen. At least this one does have a working internal screen, so I will take that any day of the week. Not much to say about it, just has a really bad battery. But kind of, honestly, all NV Touches do. They all have really shot batteries at this point. They just suck when it comes to battery holding charge in general. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. LG Rumor Reflex. Yeah, the screen's pretty scratched up. That was my doing. I don't know why. I just got bored one day a couple years ago. This has a busted power button, so I do have to jump it to get it to start. It's not my car to get it to boot up. Not too much to say about this one. It's just a Sprint phone. It works. Yeah. Sanyo PM8200. It works, but it's pretty finicky at this point. This power button only works when it feels like it. It's kind of weird. It's in pretty rough shape too. Outside screen doesn't really do anything at all. Really, the whole keypad is probably going to go out in the next like year or two. So it'll be basically useless, which kind of sucks, but you know, whatever. It's just a basic Sanyo phone. Kind of cool looking though. Here's the Samsung Flight 2 with a battery. Yeah, this one works a lot better, and it's in a little bit better shape, and the back cover didn't warp itself, so maybe I'm just not putting the other one on right. I don't know. You can judge me all you want, call me an idiot. But yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. It's just a Samsung Flight 2. They're boring looking. Motorola Rival. This is actually a really cool little phone if you've never seen it before. So it's really strange. So it's super tiny, as you can tell. It's got a keyboard, pretty small keyboard, but a functional keyboard at least. And these buttons actually feel really nice. Nice and tactile. But you see this button right here? This looks like it could be a menu button. It's actually the dial pad. So that's how you dial. So you can't slide it up. So you dial with the touch screen. Yes, this is actually a touchscreen. It's really, really cool. And these little side buttons are also touch sensitive, and you can actually kind of work through the navigation menu with the touchscreen as well. It's really, really cool. I've always really liked this phone. It's not in the best shape. There was a lot of sticker residue. I bought this on eBay for like $6 like 2 or 3 years ago. Definitely worth it. Super neat phone. I've always really liked it. Samsung Blackjack 2. I don't know what happened to this thing. It just like internally combusted. It's super weird. Like I think it still kind of works, but like it just kind of locks itself up and doesn't really do anything after a while. I haven't tried to power it on in probably like a year, so I don't know if it would really do anything else. Let's try. Nah, I think it's dead. But yeah, maybe if I tried to plug it in, I would get something out of it. But oftentimes, like the last like year or so, it was working correctly. It would just, the light up there would just flash saying like battery error or something. I don't know. This thing has always been weird. Yeah, this is my dad's old phone, so I don't really want to get rid of it, but yeah, it's super weird how that works. Here's the other Samsung Hue, the one I keep the battery in. I know this says it's on Alltel, but it's actually on Cricket. I don't know. It might have been board swapped at one point. I don't know. It came like this for me. I did not do anything to make it be on Cricket, but it is definitely on Cricket. It's super weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's super basic. Kind of looks like it could be a Razer-ish competitor. Not really. Came out kind of a little after that time period. Yeah, not much to say about it. This is a dummy unit of some Samsung phone. I think it's like a T189 or something like that. I always forget what name it is. I'm pretty sure I got this from like a T-Mobile store employee like 15 years ago, maybe even longer than that. Like, I mean, I don't even remember how old I was. I was probably like, let's say like 5, 6, and I'm almost 22. So, yeah. I don't know. LG VX 3400. I had not seen this phone like at all before I got it. It's actually pretty cool. I mean, it looks a lot nicer than the last two, like the VX 32 and 3300. Yeah, I don't know. I just think this phone looks actually really nice. I like this navy blue. It actually has an external display. It is monochrome, but it's blue monochrome, so it looks cool. But yeah, it is pretty basic. Not much to say about it. Here's the SGH X427M. Just has the same issue as the regular X427, gray screen. And I had another X427M. I gave that one to Carson. And it had the same exact issue. He might have put it on a bench power supply at this point. I don't know, because that was a while ago. That was over a year ago now. Another LG Accolade. This might be the last one. Nope, there's one more. But here's the last one in a case. Yeah, it works. Just another LG Accolade. I have a ton of them, if you couldn't already tell. Yeah. All right, just a few left. Let's get the bagged one out of the way. These are parts of an LG Venus. Yeah, this one was unfortunate. I bought it on eBay back in, oh, when was this? Like 2021 maybe. And the hinge felt a little loose, and the slider mechanism felt kind of loose on one side, so I was like, okay, I need to make sure there's not a screw loose. So I went to go in, try and look for anything, couldn't really see anything, and then proceeded to completely split the screen cable. So, yep. I'm not always the best when it comes to repairing things. I fuck up a lot, so yeah. Here's my last Samsung Intensity 2 in the not quite as fun gray color, but this one's actually in really nice shape, so I will take that. Not much to say about it. It's, again, just a Samsung Intensity 2, but I still like it. It's still fun. And yeah. LG Rumor Touch. Works perfectly fine. This did have a lot more fun colors. This is just the blue, which still looks cool, but it had like there was like a really nice purple and like a really, really vibrant red. Yeah, this is just the blue, but it still looks cool. I like the Rumor Touch. I always thought it was kind of a cool phone, so happy I got one. Speaking of rumors, LG Rumor Reflex S, kind of just a half step after the Rumor Reflex. Pretty much the same phone, works pretty much the same, menus are all the same. It's basically just the Sprint LG Cosmos 2 to 3 transition, basically not a transition. No Sprint logo up top, which I always found weird, but yeah, same type of transition. The last LG Accolade. Yep, there you go. Not much to say about it. It's another LG Accolade. It works, it does things, and it's cool. And the last dumb phone, I saved a good one for last. This is the Samsung Alias 2, not Elias. It is called Alias. This phone is super freaking cool. So if you've never seen one of the Alias phones before, so you see, it looks like it's a normal flip phone, right? Hang on. It also opens like that, which I always found really, really cool. And you see this keypad here, how it's all white like this? This is actually an e-ink display underneath the keypad. So you can actually like change it to show a QWERTY keyboard or symbols or pretty much anything. It's really, really neat. I really like this phone. So much fun to use. Yeah, super, super cool. All right, those are all my dumb phones. Well, those and those are all my dumb phones. So now it's time for the biggest part. The smartphones. Oh boy. Yeah. So this doesn't actually fully fit on the main cam. Oh my god. Yeah, we've got a lot to get through in terms of smartphones. Yeah. Now, before we actually get into this big, massive, oversized pile of smartphones, let's actually talk about the two that aren't here, which are my two main devices. All right, kicking off, we have my main phone. This is my iPhone 13. Still working perfectly fine, even though I've had it for about 2.5 years by the time you're seeing this. This thing is working still really well. Battery life's not amazing anymore, but it's still decent. Battery health is still, I believe, at 90%. Yeah, 90%, that's pretty accurate. I mean, usually requires a charge midday or late in the day when I'm on heavy usage, but carrying 2 phones does help, I guess. But yeah, this phone is working still really, really well. It's definitely held up the best of any iPhone I've ever owned. Like, this thing is held up extremely well. iOS 18 has not given this phone any issues. Like, it's been really solid. So yeah, definitely still want to keep this thing going for a little while, at least another year if I can, because that battery's still holding up really well. It's a 256 gig in white, running, I think, the newest version of iOS 18, 18.3.2. We'll go ahead and check that. Yep, 18.3.2, and it is a 256 gig. It is in the Starlight color. Bought this brand new from Apple in December 2022. And moving on to my main Android phone, and the phone that I've been recording this entire video on up to this point. And this is the only clip I won't be recording on that phone. This is my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I've been using this as my main Android phone for about a year and a half by the time you're seeing this. This phone is really, really solid. Yeah, I love this phone so much. It is easily my favorite phone I've ever owned. I love this thing so much. I love that screen. It's a massive phone. Battery life is great. That 120 hertz display is awesome. It's kind of hard to go to have a 60 hertz phone and a 120 hertz phone in the same pocket. But yeah, this 120 hertz display is absolutely awesome. I love it. It's 128 gig in the burgundy. Yes, I did get this out of a Target bin. Absolutely insane. I still don't understand how that's possible, but yeah, I did it. And I'll just show the storage real quick. Where are you at? Oh, these settings are still so complicated. Storage, device care. Yep. Storage, 128 gig. And yeah, it is fully unlocked. So yeah, this thing is so cool. Love it. All right, so now that we've talked about those, let's get into everything over here. Again, just gonna pull them out. We'll start over here with this. This is an iPhone 4S. Works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig on AT&T in black. Running iOS 8.3. I just decided not to update it because, you know, I want a phone with iOS 8. But yeah, it works perfectly fine. And I got this out of a Target bin. iPhone 5C in pretty terrible condition, but it works perfectly fine. Also a 16 gig in the green, probably one of the very few good-looking iPhone 5C colors. Yeah, I mean, the green and the blue are nice looking. The white is just white, and the yellow looks like piss, and the pink looks like Pepto-Bismol. That's how I've always felt. Yeah, I mean, this thing works perfectly fine. It's running iOS 10.3.3, I believe. And yeah, it's a 16 gig. And yeah, besides all this, everything works totally fine. All right, I swear I'm not only going to pull out iPhones, you can tell. iPhone SE 2nd generation in pretty terrible condition. This thing is all kinds of messed up. You can tell the back is very badly cracked. So is the front. It's FMI on. It's got a bad LCD. Yeah, there's everything wrong with this. It's a 64 gig in white. It's locked to Boost Mobile, which, yeah, that's also a problem. Yeah, so there's really not much I can do with this thing. And I got this out of a Target bin. Don't know if I'm going to keep this for very long. I don't really have a reason to. All right, here's a not iPhone. Let's get into that. Motorola Defy XT. Just an old Android phone. It's kind of cool, but it's super basic. It's super low end. Runs Android 2.3, I believe. It's on track phone. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You know, it's just basic. Nothing much to say. Yeah. Simple old Android phone. I don't know if it's trying to be a rugged phone with the back lock or not. It doesn't really look like a rugged phone, so I don't think it really is, but kind of weird that it has the back lock. I don't know. BlackBerry Curve 8520. Works perfectly fine. It's on T-Mobile. I swear, every time I try to turn off the automatic power on, like the timed power on, it just turns itself back on. I don't really understand. Yeah, you can see it's trying to, you know, time its power schedule, which I don't want it to do. Like, stop doing that. I keep trying to turn that off, and it just turns itself back on. It's really, really annoying. But yeah, it works perfectly fine. Nothing much to say on this guy. It's just an old BlackBerry. Another iPhone 4S. This one's in white, also a 16 gig. This one's FMI on and iCloud locked, so I can't really do anything with it. It's running, I'm pretty sure it's running iOS 9. It is in really nice shape. Like, both my 4Ss are in really good shape, but yeah. Can't really do much with this guy. Kind of sucks, but hey, I have a working 4S. This one's unlocked. Not a huge deal that I can't do much with it, but yeah, if I didn't have a working 4S, this would kind of suck, but yeah. And I got this out of the Target bin. iPhone 3GS, pretty rough shape, but works perfectly fine, even despite all of this. 16 gig in black on AT&T. Yeah, the whole thing's in really... The case isn't even in that great a shape. It's pretty scratched up, but yeah, it works pretty fine. Runs iOS 6.1.6. Man, there's really not much you can do on iOS 6 anymore, but it's still kind of cool. You know, I grew up around these older body style of iPhones, so these are always pretty fun. Yeah. And where did I get this? I got this out of the AT&T bin. Moto G Stylus 2023. Pretty beat up top. Beat up down there. It has a bad LCD. Passcode probably will Google lock itself if I try to reset it, which can't really do. Yeah, this thing was not a good decision. I bought this at a flea market in LA for, I think it was like $15, so not a great move on my part. Probably should have went for the extra $10 and bought that iPhone SE 2nd generation. But F on my anxiety. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, that was not smart on my part. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this, if I'm going to keep it around at all or not. I have no plans to repair it at all. I don't even know much about this thing. I think it's a 64 gig. But yeah, it's again just low end, just another Moto G, which starting to get a bunch of those. Casio G-Zone Commando 4G LTE works perfectly fine. These phones are weird. Like, they're just weird, but they're kind of neat. I mean, I kind of like the body style, even though it's a rugged phone, so most people think it's pretty ugly, but I actually don't mind it, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool looking. I like all the red accents. The software skin is actually pretty cool, albeit a little showy, but I actually don't think it's that bad. I got this out of a phone lot that was mostly all Windows phones. This is the only Android phone in that lot. But yeah, pretty cool. How much storage does this thing have? I think it's an 8 gig. It might be a 16 gig. I don't know. And it runs Android 4.1.2. Yeah, that sounds right. Another iPhone 3GS in this sparkly purple case. This one's in much better shape than my other ones. Also a 16 gig running iOS 6.1.6. Does have some old information on it, but I can use it just fine. It just had, I mean, I was able to delete most of that stuff, some apps and stuff. It's not, and a little bit of music. Nothing too crazy, you know, nothing extremely personal on it. So yeah, works perfectly fine. And I got this out of the Target bin. Galaxy Note 4. This one, I do have another Galaxy Note 4. This one is pretty messed up. It's got some sort of weird software virus or maybe it's some sort of internal issue where you power it on and it boots up into Android 6, but then it just dies after like a minute. Like it will, like, it's completely unstable, and it'll sometimes throw some sort of like error. I'll try to get a shot of that error. The error is very intermittent. Sometimes it'll just reboot, and then sometimes it'll actually throw up that error. I don't know why it's so random with how it does it, but yeah, kind of sucks, but not a huge deal. It's in pretty nice shape though, so I don't know. Maybe I'll swap some parts to my other Note 4 because that one's in not quite as good a shape. But it's a 32 gig on Verizon, and I got this out of the Target bin. All right, keeping it moving here. Moto X Pure with this awesome Moto Maker design. I mean, this thing just looks so cool. Little yellow, but still, that is so neat. Works perfectly fine on Android 7.0. Yeah, Android 7.0. Yeah, really, really neat look. I can't get over how cool this back design is. Like, I wish Moto Maker would come back. It was such a cool idea. I miss when Google took when Google was building most of Motorola's phones, because they'd actually probably still be really good. But the Pixel came along, and Lenovo bought Motorola up, and they're still okay phones, but they're for a more mid-range. They're for more of the mid-range phone shopper now, but still not a horrible choice. And I got this out of the Target bin. CoolPad Catalyst. This phone is so just boring, like very boring, very slow. I mean, Snapdragon 210, that's kind of what you'd expect. It's super basic. It's an 8 gig on Metro. Yeah, this thing is just beyond slow on Android 5.1, I believe. Yeah. Not much to really say about this guy. It's just low end, cheap, slow. Yeah, it's just a basic Android phone, although it's not a complete piece of shit like some other really low-end Android phones that I have here. It's in that low-end tier for sure. BlackBerry Torch 9860. I still can't exactly tell what carrier this thing's on. Somebody commented on one of my videos a while ago saying this is on T-Mobile UK. Maybe that's true. US cellular backplate, no carrier startup screen. It says it's got like some sort of T-Mobile branded apps. So I guess it could be on T-Mobile UK. I have no idea. I would think it would have some sort of T-Mobile startup screen if it was, but maybe not. I don't know. I mean, not much to really say about this guy. BlackBerry Torch. I mean, it's cool. Looks neat. Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. This used to work. It was my main Android phone for a little while, but it just stopped working, like out of nowhere. I don't know what happened to it. I think it just has a bad battery. At least I hope. Not really sure I want to take that gamble because, I mean, S10 Pluses are getting less expensive. Yeah, I don't know. But this one is in really, really nice shape, so yeah, I don't know if it's worth trying to replace the battery or not. But yeah, if you plug it in, it does absolutely nothing. You try to boot it up, does absolutely nothing. So yeah, yeah, hopeful that it's just a bad battery, but again, not sure I want to take the gamble. It's 128 gig in the really nice prism white color. This case is very gross. It doesn't really do it justice, but yeah, really nice looking phone. I really liked using it for the time it was my main Android phone, but then got my Galaxy S22 Ultra, and just yeah, kind of wanted to upgrade. But this is still nice, and I got this out of the Target bin. Galaxy S7 in gold. I really like the S7. I always thought it's such a good looking phone. This one's in not amazing shape. It's cracked down there. This battery is awful. Like, I mean, all my S7 batteries have some sort of problem. Like this one's just really bad. But this phone's in, otherwise the body outside of the cracks down here is actually in pretty decent shape. I keep this case on it pretty much all the time, so yeah. But the back's in good shape. Runs Android 8.0. It's a 32 gig. And yeah, and it's also a international S7. This one's on Movistar Chile. Kind of cool. Got this out of a Target bin. Galaxy S6. This thing is pretty messed up. I've had this for actually a really long time now, but it's pretty messed up. It's got a bad micro USB port, so you have to charge it wirelessly, which is very annoying. The battery is extremely bad. Like it barely holds a charge. It is in really nice shape though. Like if I slip this case off, you can see it just has one little crack in the corner there. That's really the only damage to this phone. This thing is in really nice shape and one kind of deepish scratch there. But Yeah, this thing's in really solid shape otherwise. It's a 32 gig on Sprint, but yeah, it's really got some big time issues, but you know, you work around them. I still like the S6, even though they're just so fragile, like internally, externally. Like Samsung did not build these to be tough at all. iPhone 3G, you guys have seen this one a million times. I've had this forever. Still my oldest iPhone. I still do not have an original iPhone. Don't know if I'll ever get one, but you know. Yep, still works perfectly fine. It's an 8 gig in black. This is my dad's old phone. Does not have working Wi-Fi. But other than that, still in good shape. Like actually still in really nice shape. Not much you can do with an iPhone 3G. It runs iOS 4.2.1. Palm Pre, this is pretty much just a display piece. It works, but the digitizer is completely shot, so you can't do anything with it other than boot it up, pretty much. I mean, you can use the keyboard to navigate a little bit, but really wish this was like a touchpad of some sort, because then I could actually kind of use the phone. But yeah, digitizer's completely screwed, so nothing I can do there. But it works, at least. I do think this is actually a really neat looking phone. And I think WebOS was actually kind of a cool operating system. It's just a shame I can't really use it too much. Also, mirror finish. Sup. Yeah. It's on Sprint. And yeah, got this out of a university recycling bin. iPhone 4 CDMA, so no SIM card tray. This one works, but it has a bad battery, so you can't use it without plugging it into the charger. And for some reason, oh, is that starting to expand? It might be. It kind of looks like the back's pushing up. Uh-oh, I might need to get a grip on that. Shit. Just noticed that now. Yeah, that battery looks like it's starting to swell up. I should probably take care of that. Damn. Okay. But yeah, this needs a new battery. It runs iOS 6, which is pretty cool. So I definitely do want to get this one working if I can. It's an 8 gig in black, and every time you try to actually like set it up, it just says connect to iTunes. I had to reset it because I had a lot of personal information on it, and yeah, now it just wants to be connected to iTunes. Maybe that has something to do with the battery. I don't know. I think on iOS 6 you were able to do like over-the-air setup. Yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, I should really pull that back off and definitely get that battery out of there, because that doesn't look good. Doesn't feel good either. Ugh. You're gonna see a lot of these. BlackBerry Bold 9930. I have 17 of these. I'm not even kidding. Yes, I have more of these than I have LG accolades. Yeah, some of them have cameras. I think 10 of them have cameras. 7 of them don't. This one is one that doesn't have a camera. This one also has a lot of weird battery problems. No matter what battery you put in it, it just decides to basically drain it like exponentially faster than all of my other ones. And you can't charge it in this one. Every time you try to charge the battery in this one, it just gets completely stuck and it just won't boot back up. I don't know why. Yeah, very strange. But when you do get a battery charged and into this thing, it works perfectly fine. So I have no idea. All right, let's keep it going here. Another iPhone 5C, just in white. This one is FMI on, has a passcode, it's iCloud locked. It says it's disabled. It's completely unusable. There's nothing I can do with it. I think it's running iOS 9. It's a 32 gig too, so it's a nice 5C. It's in really good shape as well. But yeah, just literally can't use it, so kind of sucks, but it's also an iPhone 5C, so you know, not super special. Got this out of the Target bin. Yeah, that's all there is to say about it. Galaxy S9, this is my old main phone. I mean, it's still a solid phone. It's just, you know, it doesn't get updates anymore, so there's not really much I can do with it. I mean, that's not true. Runs Android 10. I mean, there's still some functionality, but yeah, just not having updates is kind of a deal breaker. I need my phone to be secure, and Android 10 is gonna get to the point of not being quite as secure soon. So at least it's still getting, you know, solid amount of app updates for now, but yeah, security updates not gonna be there anymore. Phone's in really good shape though. Got it brand new in 2019. It was a good main phone. I do like it. Motorola Droid Turbo 2 works perfectly fine. I actually did use this as my main phone for like a challenge for like a month. back in 2021 wasn't actually that bad. Had solid battery life, really big phone. Like, it is actually like a big phone, but it was nice to use. I mean, there wasn't really anything I had to complain about besides, you know, Snapdragon 810 and it overheating a lot. But camera was solid. Battery life, like I said, was really solid. The screen's really good on this guy. No biometrics, which is kind of annoying, and micro USB, but it's 2015 phone, so, you know, not really too surprising there. Yeah, I mean, all around, this was actually a really good phone. And I don't use it that much anymore, but, you know, still fun to have around. I always really like this phone. It's a 32 gig in the winter white. Got this brand new on Amazon in 2021. How much did I pay for this? It was like 70 bucks. So it was refurbished though, so, you know, came in really nice shape. iPhone 8, space gray, works perfectly fine. Battery life, it's still okay. I'll show what the battery health is on my iPhones that are applicable. Works perfectly fine, you know, runs iOS 16, so still decently usable. It's a 64 gig in space gray, unlocked. Got this in a phone lot. iPhone 6, which one is this? Is this the one? Yeah, this is the one that's FMI on. So this one kind of sucks. Like I said, yeah, it's FMI on, iCloud locked. I can't really do anything with it. It's a nice iPhone 6. It's a 64 gig. So that really sucks that I can't, you know, use a 64 gig iPhone 6. But it is running iOS 12, so, you know, can't really download much on that guy. But yeah, it works. Not much to say about it. Like I said, can't use it, so, you know, don't know. Don't really pick it up at all. Yeah, got this out of the Target bin. Another BlackBerry Bold 9930. This one, it does have a camera. This one also does have pretty bad battery life. I usually keep the same batteries. I do ID tag the batteries, and I usually keep the same one in most of them. Yeah, this one has a lot of battery drainage problems, but it still works. All of my BlackBerry Bold 9930s work perfectly fine. Yeah, just some of them. These all have pretty shit batteries, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, they all work. Another iPhone 4 CDMA. This one's in pretty rough shape. I mean, the front is okay, but the back, it's cracked. You can kind of see that through there, but I can't get the case off to show the full thing because the moron that used to own this phone put Gorilla Tape on the back to hide the cracks. For the purpose of what? For the absolute purpose of what? Why would you put Gorilla Tape on your phone? Yeah, can't explain it. So I had to put the case on because it was just way too sticky. It was going to stick to anything it tried to, and I do not want this sticking to another phone. It's a 16 gig on Verizon, and it runs iOS 7. Got this out of a university recycling bin, and it's also FMI on, so yeah. Previous owner must have just been a complete idiot. iPhone SE's first generation, you're gonna see a couple of these. This one, as you can tell, the screen is jutting out. I know this needs a new screen. It might need a new battery as well. Actually, it probably does need a new battery. It is FMI off, so I probably could fix it. It's a gold one. It's a 32 gig. Got this out of the Target bin. So I could repair this one if I wanted to. I just don't know if I get another gold SE, I probably won't keep this around unless I need to part it out. And maybe I get an FMI on one and I can part that guy out. I don't know. We will have to see. But yeah, it's in good shape. Well, decent shape. It's a little scratched up, but yeah, just needs a few parts, and then it hopefully will be a fully functional iPhone SE. CoolPad Legacy Breeza. We had a not so good CoolPad phone. This one is actually a very good CoolPad phone. Yes, that is actually a sentence that I just said. This is a good CoolPad phone. It's got a nice 1080p display, dual cameras, a fingerprint sensor, USB Type-C, headphone jack, 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Like, this is a solid phone. Runs Android 10. Yeah, I mean, honestly, there's not a lot to complain about with this phone, and it was like $200 brand new. I mean, I didn't pay that. I got this out of the Target bin, but yeah, really not bad. It does only have 32 gigs of storage, which for a phone that came out in 2021 is just straight up not enough, but it's not bad. Like, this really is not a bad phone. Honestly, pretty cool. I actually like it. iPhone 7 works perfectly fine. It's 128 gig in silver. It's a nice condition iPhone 7. I don't know why. Even though this is like the boring color of the iPhone 7, I actually think it looks pretty good. I think it looks good with the clean antenna lines, like a lot better than the 6 and 6S, but yeah, that's just me. I don't know. This case doesn't do it justice though. It is very, very yellow. But it still works. It's still a, you know, a functional outer box symmetry clear case. So I'm going to keep it on. Runs iOS 15.8.3, just updated it. And yeah, 128 gig and works totally fine. Doesn't have great battery life. I mean, it's an iPhone 7. These are almost 9 years old, which is, that's crazy to me that the iPhone 7 turns 9 this year. Like, wow. Where did that come from? Moto E 2nd generation. This is the LTE version. Super low end, but works perfectly fine. Runs Android 5.1, I believe, or 5.0.1 maybe. Not really much to say about it. This one is very badly water damaged, but it still works perfectly fine. I don't know how. Like, the screen is all messed up, but yeah, it is perfectly working outside of the water damage. I mean, I'm impressed that it didn't get to its head. It's like I think it's like a 4 gig, and I got this. I think I got this out of the AT&T bin. All right, let's keep it moving here. Moto G Power 2020, not in the best condition, but works perfectly fine. Actually, really decent phone. Nice 1080p display. It is 60 hertz, but nice looking 1080p display. Cameras are pretty lackluster, I'm going to be honest. I mean, the main camera on this thing is okay, but the ultra wide is horseshit. And then the macro camera is just a macro camera. That's about it. USB-C, headphone jack, solid speakers. I mean, this isn't really that bad of a phone. Good fast fingerprint sensor. Battery life, it does have a 5,000 milliamp-hour battery. It's probably just aged poorly. Yeah, not a bad phone at all. Doesn't have NFC though, which is very weird. I don't know if any of the new Moto Gs have NFC or not. Got this out of the Target bin. And yeah, 64 gig. Solid phone. iPhone 6s, you're going to see a few of these as well. This one is my worst one by far. It's not in a horrible shape. It does have a LCD splotch, but the screen works fine. God awful battery. Absolutely terrible battery. It has a lot of weird thermal issues as well. Like, it gets very hot under very light load. So I don't know what that's about. And it won't update for some reason. It's stuck on iOS 13.1.2. No idea why. Like, every time I try to update it, like the last time I tried to update it, it asked me if I wanted to like offload apps temporarily, and I was like, yeah, okay, if you can update, then yeah, I'll do that. I don't care. And then it just never updated. It just kind of got stuck in a loading cycle. So I don't know. It's a 16 gig in gold. Got this out of the AT&T bin. Actually got all my 6S's out of the AT&T bin. Kind of interesting. It's just a weak example of an iPhone 6s. Huawei Ascend Plus. Just a cheap, basic old Android phone. Nothing much to it. It's simple. It's fine. Yeah. That's about all I need to say. It runs Android 4.0.4. It's like a 2 gig. It's just an old Android phone. Cheap track phone, you know? I don't really know what else to say. Nokia Lumia 928. This phone, I feel like it was ahead of its time in a way. I mean, it's not that great of a phone. I mean, it's a Windows phone, so that, you know, that already sets it back. Windows Phone isn't the worst operating system in the world, but it's certainly not great, and it's very dead now. But this phone has decent cameras, meh battery life, charging port on the top, which is very bizarre. I've never liked that about this phone. But it's got an OLED display. It's got an always-on display. It's got a wireless charging. For a phone that came out in 2013, I mean, this is stuff that Samsung didn't even have. I mean, they had the OLED displays, but the iPhone didn't get an OLED display till 2017. So, yeah. Diehard iPhone fanboys, a Windows phone was ahead of that. Was ahead of your precious iPhones. So, take that. Another iPhone SE first generation. This one works. Awful battery. Absolutely atrocious battery life. Barely can work off the charger. 32 gig in space gray. Got this, I think I got this out of the AT&T bin. Yeah, it does work. Runs iOS 15.8.3. It's locked to AT&T. It's in solid shape. This case is just disgusting, so that doesn't really show it too well. But the phone's in good shape. Yeah, it's just that battery is screwed beyond belief. Galaxy S7 Active in not so great shape. I mean, it's okay. Everything works on it just fine, but the charging port's a little messed up. I pretty much charge it wirelessly most of the time. It does still work, at least, unlike the S6, but it's very, very hard to get it to work, so I usually just charge it wirelessly because I don't feel like messing around with it. It's a 32 gig in this, what the hell is this called? Like steel gray or something? Probably not the right color name, but it's gray. I think the gold S7 Active actually looks pretty nice. But yeah, bought this on eBay for like 30 bucks back in, I don't know, like 2020 or something. Not that bad of a phone, although this has a lot more performance issues for some reason than all my other S7s do. Like this thing always just locks up like a lot. It's very weird. But yeah, otherwise works perfectly fine. And yeah, it's an S7 Active. Nokia Lumia 521. This one, it's super basic. It's super low end. Power button's pretty messed up. It kind of works, but not very well. It's on T-Mobile. It's like a 8 gig, I think. Runs Windows Phone 8.1. It got a software update when I first got it. I thought it wasn't even allowed to do those anymore, even if they were, you know, previously released, because I'm sure the servers are down. But no, it worked perfectly fine, and now it's on Windows Phone 8.1. Kind of weird. Got this in a phone lot. Not much you can really do with it. It's a Windows phone. Kind of wish I had tried to install some apps on it. Maybe you can sideload those. I don't know. I don't know how sideloading would really work on Windows. Motorola Droid Turbo. Little scratched up, but in this really nice blue Kevlar. Looks really cool. Yeah, very easy to scratch, but looks cool. Pretty rough battery life, but works perfectly fine. It's on Android 6.0.1, I believe. Yeah, it's a 32 gig, and yeah, I really like this blue Kevlar. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, it's awesome. I really like the original Droid Turbo. Beautiful screen, absolutely beautiful display, really cool phone. And solid camera too, like actually impressive. Galaxy S8 in this big old waterproof case that I bought at Goodwill for like $2. I don't know why, I just saw it. I was like, okay, the case for my Galaxy S8 isn't really cutting it, so I might as well buy it, make it a waterproof rig. I did have to replace the battery in this because the battery that was in it when I got it was just super swollen, so I did do that. Did crack the back in the process. It's pretty much completely shattered, so that's why I keep this on all the time, so I don't have to see it. But other than that, this phone works perfectly fine. That battery replacement helped it a lot. I mean, not like S8 battery life was that great to begin with, but it's a lot better. Like it's actually like significantly better than my S9, which I'll take that. Yeah, it was worth doing the battery replacement because I wanted an S8 like a lot, so I was happy to get that done. It's a 64 gig in black on Verizon. And yeah, got this in a phone lot as well. LG G2, made a mistake of buying this one too. This thing's pretty messed up. It works, but it has a bad digitizer. I don't know how the digitizers are so weak on these, but yeah, this does not work at all. Bought this at a flea market in Los Angeles for like, I think it was $5. Yeah, I think this was $5. So not the worst investment, but not particularly great. Also, I did not know that G2 batteries were not removable. Had no idea. Anyways, yeah, so I kind of broke the back in the process. That was pretty dumb of me. I think it's a 16 gig. I have no idea, to be honest. Kind of a shame because I did want a G2. Maybe I can get another G2. It's on Sprint, and yeah, just pretty beat up. HTC Droid Aris, one of the... Was this HTC's first Android phone in the US? I know it was their first Android phone on Verizon. Looks really neat. These touchscreens are god-awful. Like, only these two corners actually respond to touch, which is very annoying. Runs Android 2.1. It's like a 1 gig. Pretty neat. Yes, it is a mini USB charge, which is a little annoying, but not the worst thing in the world. Cameras are okay, but it does look cool. You know, kind of a relic, to be honest. Yeah, kind of fun. All right, let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's go over here. Galaxy A20, international A20 actually, so it's dual SIM card slots, pretty cool. Works perfectly fine, running Android 11. Tried to use this as my main Android phone, but it only has 32 gigs of storage, so that wasn't ideal. And it's also like, it's got an Exynos chip, so the performance is pretty bad, to be honest. Like, it's actually pretty slow, but other than that, this phone's not bad. OLED display, it is 720p, but it looks okay. Okay fingerprint sensor, it's a little slow. Cameras, Main camera's not bad. Ultra wide's pretty weak. A little better than the Moto G, but still not that great. USB-C. It's got really good battery life. Like, this thing has fantastic battery life. 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Lasts a really long time. Just, yeah. If only it had a little bit more performance, but really not a bad phone. Got this out of the Target bin. T-Mobile Sidekick 4G. This thing's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's the worst of any Sidekick that ever existed, but still pretty cool. Made by Samsung. Neat back. Doesn't have the cool like sidekick swivel that they're known for, but yeah, still looks cool. Really weird button layout. That's back. That's menu. That's home up here, so that's kind of annoying to reach. And then that's actually a recent apps button. No search button on Android 2.3 or 2.2. Actually, this might be on 2.2. Don't know. A little bit of a weird software skin, although actually pretty customizable, which is kind of cool. That's a camera. It's really not a bad phone. Kind of fun to play around with. Another iPhone SE first generation. This was my worst one. This did work, but it's now just it is severely water damaged, and it just got to its head. It does not do anything anymore. It's a 32 gig on track phone. Yeah, this one's on track phone. Yeah, not really much to say about it. Doesn't do anything anymore. It's also FMI on because the previous owner is an idiot. Pretty lackluster, but you know, it's in decent shape. Like the condition's actually not too bad, but yeah, completely water damaged and completely non-functional. Another HTC Droid Aeris. Same issue with the display, like only this corner and this corner responds to touch. Terrible resistive touchscreen. Also runs Android 2.1. And yeah, works perfectly fine. Not much to say about it. Just an old Android phone, but a little fun to use. HTC Sense skin is honestly one of my favorite Android skins. Like, other than stock Android, this is probably one I'd use the most. Well, if HTC still existed. Which I guess they kind of do internationally, but they don't really sell phones here anymore. Motorola Droid Razr M. Kind of just a small Droid Razr. Pretty neat little phone though. Looks cool. Decent OLED display, 720p OLED. Yeah, it looks nice. The camera's actually pretty decent. It's an 8 gig, so not the best, but it is from 2012, so you know. Runs Android 4.4.2. Battery life is okay. Not that bad of a phone, to be honest. I don't know. I always really liked it. I bought this on eBay for like, I think it was like $10, so pretty sweet deal. Another iPhone 6s. This one works. It's a 32 gig in space gray, locked to AT&T, but it works perfectly fine. Has pretty shit battery life, but it's an iPhone 6s. These all the batteries just ate it at this point. It's in really nice shape. Like, the 6s is in fantastic condition, so I will take that any day. Got this. Yeah, like I said, I got all my 6s's out of the AT&T bin, so that's kind of cool. Motorola Droid Ultra. This thing does not work at all. As you can tell, it's in pretty terrible condition. This thing shows absolutely no signs of life. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm assuming, well, it might actually have a good OLED. I don't really know. But yeah, something is internally shit the bed. It never worked since the day I had it. Yeah, I don't know what happened. These aren't too hard to find, so maybe I can get another one. Here's another Bold 9930. This one does not have a camera, and this one is actually slightly cracked. The fingerprints aren't helping this out, aren't making this easy, but yeah, it is cracked right here. The screen still works perfectly fine. You know, that crack doesn't really do anything. It's my only one that's actually cracked, so yeah. But still works. And still has a garbage battery, because they all do. LG Phoenix 3. This is surprisingly in better shape of my two Phoenix 3s. This one's actually not that bad. Works really fine. It's just a cheap old Android phone. Or not old, but cheap low-end Android phone. But better out of any of them, because it's made by LG. It's not made by a off-brand crap company. I still wish LG made smartphones, because then there'd actually be more competition. Because it feels like it's, like, at least here in the US, it's down to Apple, Samsung, and Google. Like, that's what it feels like to me. I know there's like OnePlus and, you know, Nothing and those kind of players, but yeah, smartphone space feels very thin right now. This is never a high-end phone. I bought this brand new at Best Buy for like $40 back in, is that 2019? Jesus, that feels like a century ago. I mean, it's a 16 gig. Yeah, runs Android 7.0. Motorola Droid Mini. Garbage battery life, absolutely horrible. Very small battery, but very small phone, so it kind of makes sense. Runs Android 4.4.4. It's a 16 gig. It works, but it's, you know, it's on an old version of Android, so there's not much you can do with it anymore. But it's in good shape. And yeah, got a big old spec case on it. BlackBerry Curve 8330. This one, I mean, this one works, but the trackball is almost completely shot. Like, it only moves. I think there's only one direction that it moves. I never keep a battery in this thing, so I only have one battery for for 3 different BlackBerry Curves. So yeah, I never keep a battery in this thing. It's on Sprint. It's in gray. It's in pretty rough shape, pretty scratched up, but all these 8330s are really hard to keep clean, but it does work, just not particularly usable because of that bad trackball. Another iPhone 6S. This one's in rose gold. You can't really see that behind the case. This is my nicest one. It's a 64 gig, works perfectly fine on iOS 15.8.3. Battery life, again, terrible, but you know, it's an iPhone 6S. It'll be 10 years old in September, which is just insane to me. Still a nice phone. I still like the 6S. I mained a 6S Plus for a while. I liked it, besides the battery life. I don't know why. This is my first rose gold iPhone, and it looks really nice. I've always thought the rose gold looked nice. All right, let's keep on going here. Another iPhone 6 in silver. This one actually is working. You'll see another shot with it working. Works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig in silver. Got this from that computer shop owner that gave me the X5400 and the other Cosmos 3, and one more smartphone in here. You'll see what that is in a little bit. Yeah, it works. Runs iOS 12. Not super functional anymore, but hey, it's a nice iPhone 6. It's in good shape, and battery health is fine. I mean, it does have some unexpected shutdowns, but at least it actually reports them. Unlike some, it's not a bad iPhone 6. This is a Motorola i940 engineering sample. Yes, this is actually an engineering sample. Works perfectly fine. It's on Nextel, which I don't think it's actually a US model, but pretty neat looking. I don't have a back cover for it. Never had a back cover for it. It works. It runs Android 2.1. Yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat. I know what it says on the back. This is not a Motorola Droid Max 2. This is a Moto X Play. I mean, these back covers are removable. You can swap them out, so yes, but it is a Moto X Play. It is unlocked. It is not locked to Verizon. Works perfectly fine. 16 gig on Android 6.0.1. Not really much to say about it. It's just a Moto X Play. Runs out of storage very quickly, and yeah, that's all I can really say about it. Samsung Galaxy Mega 2. This thing is a behemoth. Works perfectly fine. Doesn't have a back cover, so this case is the back cover. Just beat up old case, but it'll act as a back cover. Doesn't seem to have any thermal problems. Terrible battery life, absolutely atrocious. But otherwise the phone works totally fine. I mean, it is very obviously a mid-ranger. It does not have high-end specs. It is rather slow, but I mean, it runs Android 5.0.1, so there's really not a lot you can do with it, but it's cool. You know, these big phones are interesting. Camera's not actually that bad. It's actually pretty reasonable. Google Pixel 3 XL. This was my main Android phone for a little bit of time. Still works totally fine. Battery life is bleh. Not amazing, but not the worst. Camera is amazing though. I honestly still like using this camera a fair bit. Not as much as some of my other phones, but still a fair bit. Screen's still really good. That disgusting bathtub notch still exists, but yeah, otherwise this is still a really nice phone. I'm like, I used to really not like Pixels, and especially Pixel 3, because I thought, well, because it was ugly. But this, before like Pixel 6, this was the last Pixel I could recommend, because Pixel 4 and 4 XL were just a giant piece of shit. Pixel 5 was not a flagship, and then Pixel 6 kind of brought it back to a flagship, although the Tensor doesn't seem to be exactly the best chipset out there, but maybe it'll get better. I don't know. Yeah, this is still a really good phone. I like this a lot. Here's the other Galaxy Note 4. Yeah, it's in much worse condition. I can't replace the back cover from the other one because that one's on Verizon, this one's on T-Mobile, and I don't want to have a Verizon back cover on a T-Mobile Note 4. So that kind of sucks. Might replace the camera glass. Might try to do that, but that's going to be a little tough. But otherwise, this works perfectly fine. For some reason, this takes like 15 minutes to start up. It's so weird. It'll just get stuck on that like Android is starting screen for a good like 10-15 minutes. So if you need to power your phone up in a hurry, this is not the phone to use at all, because it'll do that literally every time. It is super annoying, but otherwise works really fine. Battery life's pretty weak, but it's a Galaxy Note 4. You know, it's 11 years old almost, but it's cool. Runs Android 6.0.1, and yeah, got this in a phone lot. Another LG Phoenix 3. This one is in terrible condition, absolutely terrible. The screen glue is making this entire thing sticky. I just found out what that is. I couldn't, like, every time I clean it off, it would like stay clean for like maybe a day, and then it would just get back to the stickiness. Yeah, that's the screen glue exposing itself, because this piece of glass fell out a couple days ago, and now I can feel it. It's the screen glue, so that's great. Phone still works though. It does have phantom touches from the screen glue fucking up. This thing is pretty thoroughly messed up, but hey, at least it works, I guess. 16 gig in black. Got this out of the Target bin. And don't really care if I throw that one. Another iPhone 7. This one works, but it needs a new screen. It took a pretty hard fall a while ago, and it just kind of, and the LCD just completely crapped out. So yeah, really want to replace it because it's a nice iPhone 7. It's matte black. It's 128 gig, and it's on my iCloud. So I mean, I guess there's really no reason not to replace it. So yeah, I'm hopefully gonna get to that at some point, but you know, don't have a ton of money to throw away, so I don't know. iPhone XS, this one's kind of unfortunate. It works, but it's FMI on. Screen's pretty well thoroughly shattered, but the back and the frame is in really good shape, but it's FMI on, iCloud locked, so I can't really do anything with it. Yeah, kind of sucks, because I really like the XS. I really had high hopes for being able to use this thing. Cannot do that, unfortunately. It's a 64 gig locked to AT&T. Got this out of the AT&T bin. Another BlackBerry Bold 9930. Also, oh, and most of these are on Sprint. I don't know if I mentioned that. There is one that's on Verizon. You'll see that one at some point. All the others are on Sprint. This one has a weird issue where that light just stays on all the time when the battery's charged or inserted. Yeah, very, very strange. I don't know why it does that. It doesn't seem to drain the battery like super fast because of that, but faster, I think. Yeah, kind of annoying, but not a big deal. Here's another Bold 9930. This one does not have a camera, but also on Sprint, works perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't have an ID tag on this one, but because I got it a little later than most of the ones than all of the ones I ID tagged, because I got like a bunch of them all at the same time. So yeah, but again, just like all of them, it works. Another iPhone SE first generation. I think this is the last one I have to show. This is my best one. It's a silver 64 gig unlocked. This is my mom's old phone, so had this for a while. Really nice one. Battery life sucks, but it's an iPhone SE first generation. These never had good battery life because it's such a small phone. You have to put such a small battery in it. But yeah, otherwise it works totally fine. Still somewhat functional even on iOS 15. You know, I'm impressed that these things got updated to iOS 15. All right, let's keep on going here. Go up top here. Moto G4 Play. This one's actually not that bad, I'm going to be honest. I mean, it's low end, but it's really not that bad of an experience to use. It's, you know, snappy enough. I think it's got a Snapdragon 410, which is a low end chip, but it's not bad. Didn't know Moto phones past like 2012 had removable batteries, but this does. Kind of interesting. Runs Android 7.0, or is this on 7.1? This might be on 7.1. Got this out of the Target bin, and yeah, works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig on consumer cellular. Yeah, it's honestly not that bad. Definitely not the best phone to use, but it's okay. Galaxy S7 Edge in pretty rough shape. The back's cracked. Get a big fat scratch on the screen. It does have a line going down the screen, but otherwise still works perfectly fine. These are really hard to keep clean, but oh, they're so nice looking. I love the S7 Edge. I mean, look at how nice that is. I'm so happy I got one. I've wanted one for so long. Yeah, these are fun phones. This has awful battery life too. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious, but you know, that comes with age. It's not expanding in any way though, so I see no reason to replace it. HTC U11, I really like this phone. Like, I cannot speak highly about it enough. I know it's, not that usable because HTC is like dead, but first off, I mean, this phone is just beautiful. I love that sapphire blue color. The light doesn't hit it. I mean, the camera doesn't do it justice of just how beautiful this phone is. It's such a nice color. And it's just so clean looking. The home button on this one doesn't work, so I do have to have on-screen buttons to actually have a home button. But other than that, this phone works totally fine. Nice camera, nice display, not great battery life. These just have really, really small batteries, so it's pretty rough to be honest. But USB-C, decently fast charging. Runs Android 9, really, really nice. Got this out of the AT&T bin. Probably one of my favorite finds, I'm not gonna lie. I love this phone. iPhone 6 Plus. This was the other phone I got from that computer shop owner. This needs a new battery for sure. It just does not work at all. Even when you plug it in, it just boot loops. So it definitely needs a new battery. So yeah, gotta hope, maybe I'll get that done. It is a nice 6 Plus. It's 128 gig, and I think it's unlocked. It might be locked to AT&T, I'm not sure, but it's a really nice 6 Plus. It's in good shape. Decent shape. It's a little nicked up, but other than that, it's pretty good. Yeah, and it's in gold. And like I said, 128 gig. When I saw the checker and I saw that it was 120 gig, I was like, what? Like, that was crazy. Yeah, maybe I'll get this fixed up at some point. It is FMI on though, so I don't know if it's worth it, but you never know. It might not have a passcode. It might. I don't know. But yeah. LG G3. This has the infamous LG problem of boot looping. Now, it used to work, but yeah, now it just boot loops because it's a fucking LG G3. I know the G4s were way worse for boot looping, but these still have their fair share of problems. Pretty ridiculous. I was hoping I could get away with this not boot looping, but of course I couldn't. Yeah, it'll happen. It's on Verizon. It's a 32 gig. Yeah. Sucks, but not a huge deal. Galaxy S4 in actually pretty decent shape on T-Mobile. 16 gig in white. For some reason, the T-Mobile models never got the Android 5.0 update. This is still on 4.4.4. So a little harder to use because of that. Don't really know why. T-Mobile, if you provide an answer, that would be much appreciated, but you probably never will. Yeah, I don't know. But still works just fine. This is actually the first Android phone I ever mained temporarily. Not this specific one. I had a Verizon one, but same color. So pretty cool. AT&T Radiant Core, or as I infamously called the Tinno trash bin. This thing is a steaming pile of shit. It is probably the worst phone, or one of the worst phones of all time. The Amazon Fire Phone does exist, but yeah, this thing is terrible. Horrible screen, horrible battery life, horrible cameras. There's nothing good to say about this phone. Absolutely nothing good. It should be labeled as one of the worst phones of all time, because that's the title it deserves. It is just that bad. Cannot say anything good about this phone, and I regret buying it. I bought this brand new at Best Buy for $35. Worst decision I ever made. Well, maybe not the worst, but one of the worst. Galaxy J3 2016. Very unimpressive phone. Pretty slow. It's on boost, 16 gig. Yeah, nothing really, noteworthy to say about this phone. It's just a Galaxy J3. Decent screen, though, for such a low-end phone. OLED. It is 720p, but it looks decent. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's bad. Cameras are pretty mediocre, but, low-end, so it gets a pass. Snapdragon 400, low-end, it gets a pass. That's kind of the theme of this phone. Runs Android 5.1.1, I believe. Moto G5S Plus. Actually, nice phone for as low priced as it was. Full metal build feels nice. Cameras are decent, although one of them is a depth sensor, which is, dumb. But otherwise, works. Fingerprint sensor is extremely fast. Like, it is blink of an eye fast. Screen's decent, 1080p. It is an LCD, but 1080p looks good. Battery life, definitely probably some of the worst out of any of my Moto phones. 3,000 milliamp hour battery. This was kind of the era where Moto was struggling with battery life, like 2017 with the Moto Z. Just doesn't have a good battery. Really good speaker too, like really, really good speaker, especially for being mono. Not bad at all. And I got that out of a university recycling bin. Here's my other Galaxy S7 in this very chewed up case, but in really good shape. Yeah, I just keep it on because I have a case. I don't feel like buying another one. Not worth it. I love this black onyx color so much. It is so beautiful. One of the best colors on a smartphone ever, in my opinion. So nice looking. Runs Android 8, 32 gig on AT&T. Yep, works totally fine. And got this out of the AT&T bin. Moto G 5G 2022 works perfectly fine. I actually used to use this a lot. Don't use it quite as much anymore. Battery life is amazing, absolutely incredible in this thing. 5,000 milliamp hour battery lasts me days. Like I could never kill this thing in a day. Really, really good. Charges rather slow if you don't have it on the right charger, but you know, that'll happen. Meh screen. It's 90 Hertz, which is nice, but it's 720p. And on such a big panel, that's, you know, bleh. Nice fast fingerprint sensor. Cameras are horseshit, I'm gonna be honest. These are not good cameras. But otherwise, this phone's really not that bad. Locked to Xfinity Mobile, which isn't amazing, but you know, I'll take it. Got this out of the Target bin. It was worth it. Motorola Droid 4. Not a super noteworthy phone, but nice looking. LED keyboard lights up, pretty cool. This back cover is the biggest pain in the ass ever. Cannot get it to latch correctly. Dumbest way to put SIM cards in, SD cards in. Like, just annoying as all hell. Battery life, not good. Just not good. But neat little phone. What is this running? I think this is running 4.0. I think it's running Android 4.0. Not 100% sure. It might be 2.3, but yeah, still decent. Still cool. Camera's not bad. And yeah. All right, let's keep this going. Another iPhone 6. I haven't booted this thing up in a really long time. It has a very messed up battery. Like, it's very swollen. Cracked it. Probably need to check it to make sure it still works. Probably gonna unplug it in at some point, and then probably just get rid of it because it's a 16 gig iPhone 6. It's got a cracked screen. I don't have any point replacing the battery in this thing. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make any sense to me to go ahead and replace the battery, so probably not going to do that when I have many better iPhone 6s, and can probably get many better than this, so yeah. But yeah, 16 gig. Got this out of the AT&T bin. Honor 20i. This one's actually kind of cool. I mean, it runs Harmony OS, which is not quite so usable here in the States, but it's kind of cool. I mean, looks cool. Triple cameras. These cameras are okay. Pretty decent display. 1080p. It is an LCD, but it looks all right. Not USB-C, surprisingly. I would have expected that this is USB-C, but this phone is very thin, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Overall, not a bad phone. Just, you know, running Harmony OS, you can't. Side loading is even hard because, you know, it's very Harmony OS is a lot more restrictive than Android, even than Huawei's EMUI was. So yeah, kind of annoying, but not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, it's 128 gig, and I got this out of a university recycling bin. Galaxy J7 2017, one of two. Works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig on AT&T. Not much to really say about it. It's you know, runs Android 8. Yeah, it works. Just basic, simple, you know. Nothing bad to say about it. Motorola Bravo. I believe this is also an engineering sample. This one's a little harder to see. Confidential something. Yeah, I think it's an engineering sample. This works, but it's Google locked on Android 2.1 somehow. Like, you go to unlock the phone, and it just says too many unlock attempts. Sign in with your Google account. So kind of screwed there because one, the servers are down. Two, I can't connect this to any Wi-Fi network. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, is there a way to reset this thing? I don't know. Like, very weird. I'm gonna have to try it. But yeah, it does look cool. It's a cool looking phone. It's on AT&T. And yeah, kind of interesting. BlackBerry Z10. You're gonna see quite a few of these. This one, I can't remember which one has the issue where BB10 servers died at the perfect time. And I can't sign back in. I don't think it was this one. I don't think so. But all my Z10s work, and they're all black. They're all 16 gigs. They're all on Verizon. I think every Z10 was a 16 gig. I don't think there were any other storage options. But yeah, it works. It's cool. Another Bold 9930. Not much to say about this guy. Just another one on Sprint. It's in good shape. Rubber's a little beat up on this guy, but it works. iPhone 6s Plus. This thing has god-awful battery life, but it works perfectly fine on iOS 15. It's a 32 gig in gold. Got this out of the AT&T bin. Well, technically I got this in a trade with Carson, but I traded him my Google Pixel XL, my original one, for this, but I was with him when he got this out of the AT&T bin. So yeah, not a bad find. I used to main a 6s Plus back in, what was that, 2017, and I mean, besides the battery life, besides the terrible battery life, it was a good phone, so I'm happy to have another one. So yeah, this one was nice. Runs iOS 15. Actually, no, I did unlock this one. I was able to successfully unlock this one. I have a T-Mobile SIM card in there right now. It was locked to AT&T, but now it is all good to go. Pretty cool. And yes, this is a 7 Plus case. I got this on the 6 Plus, on that 128 gig 6 Plus that needs a new battery from that computer shop owner. Since that's not working, I just decided to put it on this since I don't have a 7 Plus. Samsung Moment, one of Samsung's first Android phones that came to the US. Runs stock Android, surprisingly. Does not run any sort of Samsung skin, so that's pretty cool. This thing's pretty messed up. These buttons on the side here are kind of non-functional. I was doing this thing for a while where it was just auto launching the camera like non-stop. I don't know why it was doing that. The battery life is horrible, but it works. And it's cool looking. The camera is actually not bad at all. Like, honestly, it's really not bad for a 2009 phone. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Got this out of a university recycling bin a long time ago. And that back cover just broke off. Cool. Here's another BlackBerry Z10. This one's in a lot worse shape than that last one. Jeez. I'll be able to show which one is which on B-roll here, but yeah, they all work. They all look the same besides the paint chipping or the back cover, peeling off. Yeah, I mean, cool looking phones. They're fun to play around with. BB10's actually not that bad of an operating system, I'm gonna be honest. Might get yelled at for saying that, but I don't know. The original Casio G-Zone Commando, such a weird looking phone. Such an odd creature, but it's kind of cool looking. I don't know. Again, red accents, those look cool. Front screen looks cool. Can't reset the date and time on this guy ever. Like it's just completely locked down. Super weird. CDMA has always been weird. And this has a broken micro SD card slot because it has one of those stupid bracket ones, and the bracket just broke. So I can't actually take photos on this, which kind of blows ass. Because rugged phones always had pretty decent cameras compared to not rugged phones at the time. Yeah, that kind of sucks, but it works totally fine. It's on Android. I think it's on 2.2. Not as aggressive of a skin. Well, I guess that's not true as the 4G LTE version, but aggressive enough. HTC Jordan Credible 4G LTE. God, what a name. Works perfectly fine. I do have two of these. I only have one battery for him though. I think this is the one with the battery. Yeah, that feels heavier. This should be the one with the battery, but works perfectly fine on Android 4.0.4. Not much to say here. Yeah, this one I actually got its original box for, which is pretty cool. Got this in a phone lot. Pretty neat. Another Bold 9930. Yeah, they're just gonna keep coming. But yep, it works. This one, yeah, this is the one that has that broken line of pixels on the bottom, so can't use that entire part of the screen down there, which is kind of weird. It's a thick line of broken pixels too, so I don't know what that's about, but yeah, it just kind of happened. This used to flicker. This would sometimes just flicker and maybe come back to life, but yeah, it just doesn't do that anymore. It just gave up. It's been like that for, I don't know, year and a half, maybe 2 years, something like that. It's been a while. All right, up next, this is hanging off the side. This is another BlackBerry Z10. This one's in pretty nice shape, actually. Yeah, again, they all work. All 16 gigs. BB10, nothing to say here. Just looking cool. Oh, what is this? Oh, right, BlackBerry Curve 8330. Yeah, again, these are very hard to keep clean, but it works perfectly fine. Well, yeah, it works. I don't know why I keep getting BlackBerries that are stuck in the enterprise mode where you literally can't turn off the option to have a password. So, and I forgot the password on this one, so I'm gonna have to reset it, but yay. Again, only have one battery for 3 BlackBerry Curve models, so, and this is one I don't keep it in. This trackball works better than that Sprint one though, so I'll take that any day. Yeah, for how bad condition this thing is in, this actually works really well, so yeah. Galaxy Express 3, this thing's just dirt cheap, and it does not work. It basically just boot loops. I don't know what happened, but you try to power it on, and it looks like it's gonna power on just fine, but then it goes to the Android starting screen, stays there for a while, then just kind of locks up, doesn't really do anything, and then next thing you know, it just boots back up to the AT&T screen and just gets stuck there. So I don't know. Probably because this thing has like no storage, it has no idea how to handle itself. Yeah, it's like it has like 8 gigs of storage. When you get to that storage limit or get even like mildly close, it locks you out of like the gallery, so it does not know how to manage like that at all. Yeah, this thing's a honking pile of crap, I'm gonna be honest. Probably one of Samsung's worst smartphones. It's really not good. But it's an 8 gig. It's cheap. You know, I never had plans to use it. Got it out of the AT&T bin. HTC Trophy. Had this thing for freaking ever now. Like, I've had this thing for almost 10 years, which is crazy. Yes, I tried to make a case out of hot glue gun. That's why all this paint is missing. Don't do that. That's a dumb idea. But this thing works. Also, yeah, this entire front bezel is missing. So yeah, I'm kind of dumb, but oops. But it works totally fine. Never had a functionality issue with it. Well, I guess that's not totally true. It like something happened where it reset itself and kind of got stuck on a black screen for like a month. But then I was able to figure out how to fix it. So yeah. But it is a Windows phone. Runs a Windows Phone 7.5. So nothing that you can really do with it there. But yeah, looks cool. Good speaker. Very good speaker. And yeah, LG Optimus L90 in, yeah, pretty terrible condition, but works totally fine. It's an 8 gig on T-Mobile. Got this out of a Target bin. Yeah, I mean, not really a lot to say about it. Runs Android 5.0.2, I believe. Yeah, I mean, the screen works totally fine with all these cracks, so yeah, really not that bad. I mean, not much to really say about this phone. It's clearly low end. Is that purple? Is that midnight blue, or is that black to you? Off camera, like just looking at it with my eyes, it kind of looks like a midnight blue, but on camera, it looks purple. Like, it looks really, really purple. I don't know. Another Motorola Droid Turbo. This one's just in the basic black color, but works totally fine. Well, it works, but it has a lot of battery issues. Like, this thing has died at 65% before. Kind of ridiculous. It's become a real problem with this thing. You have to charge it every time you want to use it. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but it works. Got it out of a Target bin. iPhone XR works perfectly fine. Still in good shape. It does have a small crack in the camera lens, but that's not actually hitting the sensor, so it's totally fine. Works perfectly fine. It's 128 gig in black, unlocked. Yeah, really nice 10R. It's a nice one. This is my mom's old phone, so I've had it for a little while now. Still good. I love the 10R. Mained it for a while. And yeah, it's nice to still have one. And runs iOS 18, so can still use it a little bit. The original Samsung Galaxy S, like the unlocked first one, not even on any of the US carriers, which is super freaking cool. I love this phone. It's awesome. So neat looking. When I saw the home button, I originally thought it was the T-Mobile version, the Vibrant, but maybe that had the 4 capacitive buttons. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. But yeah, this is the fully unlocked one. So very, very neat. Yeah. Love this phone. So we got a whole jumble of these coming up. These not Galaxy, good God. BlackBerry Bold 9930s. Works. Nothing to say. Here's another one. This one has no camera, but it works. Yep, nothing to say. And this one also doesn't have a camera. Yep, it works. Nothing to say. Galaxy J7 2017, the other one. This one actually has a case on it. Also works totally fine. Not much to say. I mean, runs Android 8.1, 16 gig, manages storage poorly, but these 16 gigs do, unless you really go light on them. It works. Got it out of the AT&T bin. Moto E5 on track phone. Nothing really to say here. I mean, it looks kind of nice, but that's very much plastic. That is not metal like the G5S Plus. Really tall phone, like really, really tall, like almost bordering on a 20-1x9, but very 18x9. Yeah, it works. Not much to say. Also manages storage really poorly. It's also a 16 gig. Runs Android. I think this might be 8.1 as well. That camera's crap. Like, it's really not good, but it works. And I bought this on eBay for like, I don't know, 20 bucks. Probably not the best deal, but it's okay. Yep, I told you you're gonna see a lot of these coming up. Another bold 9930. Works. In good shape. Nothing more to say. Here's the other Droid Incredible 4G LTE. Yeah, I don't keep a battery in this one, but I know it does work. I will show it working here. Yeah, runs Android 4.0.4, 8 gig. Yeah, that's all I got to say. The power button on this one is like really, really mushy for some reason. I don't know. These power buttons were not built well. That's all I got to say. Let's keep it going. ZTE Maven 3. The cheapest smartphone I've had for forever. Bought it brand new back in 2018 for 30 bucks. Yeah, that sounds right. Runs Android 7.1.1. It's an 8 gig. Can't really install anything on it, but it works. It's still here. Can't believe I've had this thing for 7 years now. That's insane. Feels like forever. Wow. Alcatel Apprise. This thing is just dirt cheap. It's never been a good phone. It's alright, but it's very cheap. At least I didn't pay anything for this one. I got this one in a trade with one of my buddies. I got this and another phone for a Galaxy Watch. So, yeah. Yeah, it's very, very shattered, but still works. Runs Android 10 Go Edition. It's cheap, but it works. Motorola Photon Q. I'm going to constantly keep getting yelled at for putting this in the Sprint category in the startup and shutdown collection. This stock was a Sprint phone, not a Freedom Pop device. So because it was stock as Sprint, that's what it's going to be put in as. Freedom Pop is just an unlocking service as far as I know. It's not actually a carrier. I don't know. But it literally said Sprint on the bottom. When CDMA service was still active, it still said Sprint on the bottom. Anyways, I'm gonna get out of that rant. Runs Android 4.1, works totally fine. Solid camera. Again, LED light up keyboard, looks cool. It's a fun little phone. Pretty bad battery life, but that's gonna happen. See, I mean, it's the same thing as the Droid 4, basically. Like, this is the same phone, just without those hard touch buttons. And the body style is just ever so slightly different. HTC Droid Incredible 2. Probably my favorite out of the Incredibles. Works totally fine. Good camera, like good camera. Really good screen. Like, for how small this thing is, it's a really nice screen. Like, it looks like it could be 720p, but I think it's a 540 by 960. Not totally sure, but it looks good. Runs Android 2.3, I want to say. Not 100% sure on that, but that sounds right. Yeah, but it works. It looks nice. The original Motorola Droid. But wait. Hold on a second. Well, for one, wasn't this one an engineering sample too? Maybe not. I know I remember seeing it somewhere. It might not be. But this actually... You don't see a Verizon logo down there, do you? No, you don't. Because this is not the original Motorola Droid. This is the unlocked Motorola Milestone. Yes, this is the unlocked version. It works. The digitizer is very messed up, so it's very hard to get it to like even unlock. There's parts of it that don't work. I know the home and search buttons don't work. It's a little bit of a pain to use, but at least I can get it powered on. But that's why I keep the battery in that i940 most of the time, because this one's such a pain in the butt sometimes. But yeah, it works and it looks neat. It's not an amazing condition, but it's alright. Yeah, here we go. Bold 9930. No camera. Works. looks fine. That's all I got to say. Another iPhone 8. Works totally fine. This one's in gold. Beautiful color. Like, I did not give this gold the credit it deserved when it first came out. Such a nice looking phone. And now this thing is almost 8 years old, which is crazy. Very, very neat. It's a 64 gig unlocked. Got this in a phone lot with the other 8 and that black 7. It's a nice phone. I mained an 8 Plus. Still want to get more plus size iPhones. But this is a nice one. This is definitely a nice one. Oh, here we go. There's more of them. There's more of them. Another BlackBerry Bold 9930. We love it. We absolutely freaking love it. So much fun. Yes. Works. Looks fine. Has a camera. That's all I gotta say. TCL LX surprisingly doesn't have a removable back. It doesn't have that same issue where it likes to power up on its own like the Radiant Core and a Prize do, so I'll take that. But yeah, this thing is still cheap. It's still slow. Camera's bleh. It's just bleh. It's okay. I've gotten some okay shots out of it, maybe, but it's pretty bleh. Yeah, not much to say about this guy. I got out of the Target bin. It's a 16 gig on track phone. Yeah, it's all right. ZTE Sonata 2, pretty lackluster. It's like a 2 gig. Works totally fine. Just super basic. Runs Android 4.4.4, I believe. Yeah, that sounds right. Had this thing for a while now. I've had it for like 5 years. Kind of crazy. Oh, look. It's another Bold 9930. Works. Has a camera. Looks fine. Oh, this one has the one problem with the back cover. It doesn't do this when there's no battery in it, but whenever there's a battery in it, you can't actually secure it. Kind of weird, but yeah. Otherwise, works. That's all I gotta say. Oh, and I pulled another one, huh? Works. Has a camera. Looks fine. That's all I gotta say. All right, we are almost there. We are almost at the end of the smartphones. LG Rebel 4 works perfectly fine on Android 8.1, I believe. Maybe 8.0. Yeah, it works. Bought this brand new at Best Buy for $30. So best decision I've made on buying a smartphone. Brand new, but still not a good decision. And this one's fine, but LG is dead. So not like I ever need support for this thing, but LG's dead. Your smartphones are dead. That's Yeah, but it works. It looks cool. BlackBerry Torch 9800. I really like the sliding torches. I always have. This is the only BlackBerry that's on AT&T. And it looks cool. And this rubber feels like crap. It's all sticky. Damn it. I love that. I love when that happens. Other than that, it works totally fine. It runs an older version of video. I think like maybe EVOS 5 or 6, something like that. So no, the 9930 is around 7. And I curved so it's somewhere in between. Yeah. It works. It looks cool. Trackpad's not the best work in the world. This should be the last one, I think. BlackBerry 9930. This one never had a back cover. It works. It's a gold medal. That should be a 17 of them. The last smartphone. Yeah, we run a BlackBerry train at this BlackBerry Z10. Last phone. Yep, works. It's a BlackBerry Z10. That's kind of cool. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to fit everything over there, so I had to keep clearing things off. But that's all my smartphones. Alright. It's a couple weeks after I recorded most of this stuff. I got a whole bunch more. These are what you see right now. These are recent Target bin finds. I've only been to the Target bin once, in the past, like, couple of months. This is what I found that one time. So we'll go over these. And then my 22nd birthday was just a couple of days ago as I'm recording this. And I got a whole bunch of phones. I got a huge box full of phones to go over for that. So we'll go over that. But let's start with these finds just real quick. This is an Alcatel A205G. Super cheap. Works perfectly fine. Battery life is horseshit, but that comes along with these tiny phones. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. It's on track phone. Extremely basic, but yeah, it works. We have two LG 441Gs, is that right? No, my original instinct was right. These are the LG 440Gs, not the 441G. Both of them work perfectly fine. They're both actually in really good condition. They needed a lot of cleaning, but once they came out clean, they are both in good condition. So yeah, I'll take it. Again, track phone, cheap, not really much to say. They work. And here's the other one. Yeah, both really, really clean, like really good condition. So I'll take it. And then the last of the Target bin finds, this is an iPhone 8. This works, but it's FMI on. It's got a passcode. It's cracked. It's a 64 gig locked to AT&T. Probably not going to keep this for very long. Just going to get rid of it, or just going to put it back in the Target bin. I really don't need another iPhone 8. I already have one that's in better shape and that I can use. So I have no reason to keep this thing. Yeah. Is what it is. And here are all the phones that I just got for my birthday. We will go over these. I'm still getting the names down for a lot of these phones. Most of them I know, but some of them I don't, so bear with me. But yeah, I have them organized. Dumb phones, smartphones. There's a lot, so let's just go through them. All right, so we'll start with the dumb phones, and we'll start with the oldest one. This is some Motorola on Verizon. I can't really check the model number because I can't figure out a way to get these out. Yes, these are the batteries. They're literally like, you know, batteries that you'd find at a or like AAA style. I thought they were like actually like lithium AAAs, but they are nickel batteries and they're Motorola branded, so they're supposedly rechargeable. I don't really want to test it because I'm afraid they're going to explode. So I should probably just get rid of them and just have this on display. I don't really know what to do. I'll put the model number in once I, like Google Lens and stuff. But yeah, I'm kind of weary of even trying those batteries. This thing's kind of neat. Kind of a relic. Alright. Ooh, okay, we're tossing stuff. Motorola Sliver L7. Works perfectly fine. It's on Metro. Not really a whole lot to say about it. It does stuff. It's kind of cool looking. It's missing the D-pad, but that's fine. It still works totally fine. Yeah, I mean, it's cheap. A little bar phone, but, you know, a little fun to play around with. Original Samsung Convoy. Speaker on this is a lot worse than I thought it was. But yeah, works perfectly fine. Not really too much to say about it. Just a Samsung Convoy, but it's cool. AudioVox CDM 8610. I think that's right. It is right. Cool. This works, but it has a lock code on it, so can't really do anything. Yeah, that's nice. Thanks for that. Sony Ericsson T226, I believe. I don't have an old Sony Ericsson charger, so I can't test this. Kind of cool looking. This little charm here. I don't know. It's kind of funny. Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. Super basic. It's on singular. Another LG Cosmos 3. Yes, this is another new LG Cosmos 3. Also in really good shape. Yeah, I mean, not too much to say about it. It's another LG Cosmos 3. It's my fourth one. Yeah, these are just going to start piling up. Nokia 6085 on AT&T works. Haven't had much time to play around with this because I only have one battery for a lot of different Nokia phones. And it struggles to charge because Nokia batteries suck. Even the lithium ones, they suck too. This thing's kind of falling apart. This back cover will not stay on at all. And that top piece likes to come off every once in a while as well. Yeah, that does not latch. So that's fun. Another one of those to deal with. Sanyo MM8300 in this amazing looking red color. I mean, it looks so nice. I love it. A Sanyo without an extended battery. Jury's still out right now, but battery life isn't looking so good on this. Yeah, not looking too hot, but yeah, this is a neat looking phone. I love the color on this. Looks so cool. And another red Sanyo. This is a red Sanyo PM8200, so now I have a much more functional PM8200. Doesn't have the extended battery, but yeah, works totally fine. Yeah, it's nice to have an actually like good working, not pain in the ass Sanyo PM8200. It's nice. Yeah. And I really like the color on this as well. So good looking. Motorola V220, I believe. I think that's right. Yep, that is right. Works perfectly fine. Not too much to say about it. It does stuff. It's on singular. It's old, but it's cool. Motorola W755. Works perfectly fine. Cool looking phone. I've wanted one of these for a while. I'm glad I got the one in the purple color and not just the black one. Yeah, I think it looks really neat. Had to do a lot of cleaning with this one, but I got it. It's done, and it looks really nice now. Yeah. There's still a little bit of dirt on it, but it was so much worse. I wish I had taken a picture. Actually, maybe I have video footage from when I first unboxed it, because it was extremely sticky, but yeah, now it's looking good. Pantech or PCD Escapade. This thing is dope. I mean, it's super basic, but it was like touted as this like global phone. It's kind of like just the world traveler's phone. It's so neat. I've wanted one of these for so long, and they're pretty rare as far as I know. I haven't really seen anybody with these. Yeah, really, really cool. I love this phone. So happy I got one of these. Nokia, oh God. Really should have just taken the guess and stuck with it. This is a Nokia 3560. It works. Haven't really been able to do much with it because these Nokia batteries take like forever to charge. But it does work. It does do stuff, so yeah. Nokia, yep, can't remember this one either. This is a Nokia 2320C. Also works. Haven't been able to use it much because, again, don't have many Nokia batteries or many working Nokia batteries, but it does work. I have been able to test it slightly. Alcatel OT510A, is that right? Yes, this is the OT510A. Works perfectly fine. Not really much to say about it. The battery that came with this was bloated to hell, so I had to get rid of it. But yeah, this phone works totally fine. It's super basic. It's basically just the AT&T version of that track phone that I pulled out of the Target bin, so yeah. But it's neat looking. I mean, kind of like the silver border. I don't know. But again, super cheap. LG VX5300. Kind of happy I got this one. Did this come in another color, or am I losing it? I thought this come in like a blue, but yeah. Looks really cool. Really good speaker. Like, fantastic speaker. It's in decent shape. Not amazing, but, you know, it's alright. But yeah, looks really cool. Happy I got one of these, and works totally fine. Samsung Convoy 4. This thing is enormous. Like, really large. So much bigger than I thought it was going to be, but it works totally fine. Had to clean the hell out of this thing. It was extremely sticky, but I got it to work. Yeah. I mean, again, it's basic. 2017. Did this have LTE? I can't remember if this was an LTE enabled dumb phone or not. I can't remember. LG Revere, the original one. Not in the best shape, but it's not too bad. Been wanting one of these for a while, so yeah, pretty cool. Don't have a back cover for it. I don't have back covers or batteries for a lot of these. Debating on whether to go shopping for some of those. For some of the smartphones, I'd like to. But, you know, that's a later date issue. But yeah, this works. Not too much to say about it. It's basic. LG CG225 works perfectly fine. I don't have quite enough singular SIM cards to like toss around in these phones, so I kind of have to, you know, pick and choose at this point. And I only have one battery for this and another phone that I got here, which I'll show you to you in a second. But this thing's kind of cool looking. Yeah, these are neat phones. I don't know. I mean, they're old, but they look cool. And the UI is kind of cool. Here's that other one. This is an LG C2000. I think it's a little bit, I think it might be like a year older than the CG225. I think the 225 came out in 2006 and this came out in 2005. I think. Yeah, the keypad is extremely yellow. But this also works totally fine. I don't know. These are neat phones. You know, kind of neat looking. Another Samsung Convoy 3 in terrible condition. I mean, it's absolutely torn up. Screen is super scratched. And yes, you're hearing that right. The hinge is literally squeaking. I'm afraid that's going to fall apart. Yeah, but it works for now. Also, yes, that screen is extremely scratched. And that's the keyboard, like, laying on it. Yeah. Not good. But it works. It's still usable. It's just kind of annoying having to listen to a hinge. Oh, that hurts. And then the last dumb phone, technically a not-so-smartphone, or wannabe smartphone. Well, it is. This is a Motorola Q of some variety. I don't know. Model just says Q. It works. I don't have a battery that works for it. I was able to get it to power up on just the charger once, but only once, and then it just said, oh, yeah, no, you need a battery. I don't know why it worked that one time and then just didn't anymore. I kind of would like to get a battery for this, though. I don't know. Runs Windows Mobile. I don't know. It's kind of cool looking. I don't really know much about the Motorola Q, but yeah, it works. Also, mini SD. Damn it. It's going to be a pain to transfer stuff. Okay, so those are the dumb phones. Let's do the smartphones. All right. Smartphone time. We've got a lot to go over. I'm just going to pick them out randomly. We'll just start with what's on top right here. This is a Samsung Nexus S. Don't have a battery that works for this, but I really want to get one. All right, so little update with the Nexus S. So I didn't realize that the battery from the Samsung Moment fit in it perfectly, but it does. Now, it is not secure at all, but you do have to really hold it in place, but it works perfectly fine. Look at that. So I have a working Nexus, finally. Not really too much to say about it. I mean, it's running Android 4.1.1. And yeah, looking pretty sweet. Super excited to have a working Nexus. Battery life, not good, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's been fun playing around with this. I have memories of, walking into Best Buy and seeing this on the front display, messing around with it, and yeah, now I have one. It's pretty cool. If you're thinking this is an original iPhone, well, you're wrong. This is actually a fake iPhone 2G, presumably a 2G. I don't know what the back looked like. Yeah, built by Sciphone. Don't have a battery that works for this. Kind of cool looking. I mean, I don't know if it's even worth trying to find something for this. Probably not. Probably just gonna keep it on display. Maybe use it for pranks because I think it's hilarious. Even though it's not one of the ones that like shocks you. Yeah, I mean, it's here. Kind of neat. All right, we got a bunch of the original Galaxy S models. We'll start with these two. We have two Galaxy S Fascinates. So kind of an unfortunate deal with these. They both work. This one is in really, really good shape. It works. I don't know if the unlocked Galaxy S and this take the same battery. It was acting like it wasn't taking the same battery because when I tried to plug it in with that battery, it said cannot charge unsupported battery. I don't know. But I was able to power it on just fine with that battery, and it said, and it just started boot looping. Like it would look like it was going to boot just fine, but then it would get stuck on the Verizon logo and then just keep popping up the Galaxy S logo and the Verizon logo just on repeat. So yeah, it was boot looping, which is just weird. Really, really good shape. This one, you can't really tell, but this one I was able to get to boot just fine, but the OLED is just completely destroyed. So that's great. Yeah, so kind of two unfortunate tales here. It is a little bit cracked, but yeah, the OLED underneath, I don't know if the light's going to hit it right, kind of there. But yeah, the OLED is just completely on this guy, so yeah, kind of sucks. I don't know, maybe I'll swap the screen if this one just keeps boot looping. I don't know. I need to get a bunch of Galaxy S batteries. I need to just like buy them in bulk, like the original Galaxy S batteries. I need to see if this needs a different battery or not. I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna try it. Here's a different Galaxy S. This is the Sprint model, the Galaxy S Epic 4G Touch. Yeah, that's an actual name. This one works totally fine. It's the only one of those with a keyboard. Well, I guess unless you count the Captivate Glide, but I think that was a lower end model. I don't know. But this one is cool. Yeah, I've been able to get this to work just fine. It's neat. I mean, yeah, original S. It runs Android 2.3.6. Yeah, nothing bad to say about it. I mean, it's really, really cool. Really like it. This is a Samsung Galaxy Stardust on Great Call, so it's a jitterbug, pretty much. Yeah, I don't have a battery that works for this. Not even sure if it's worth trying to get one, maybe, just to see if, I can get anything out of it. I don't know. But yeah, it's here. ZTE Quest 5. It took me a while to figure out what this actually was, but yes, it's a ZTE Quest 5, presumably very new. I think this came out like really recently. Super low end as far as I know. I don't know what carrier it's on. Did get it to pop up with like the no battery thing when I plugged it in. I don't know. Maybe we're trying to find a battery for this guy. Yeah, I don't really know anything about it besides that. I don't know what carrier it's on. Quest makes me think it's on like Assurance Wireless or something. No idea. No clue. LG G2X. I think this is the G2X, right? Yeah. Cracked. I don't know if the screen underneath is okay or not. I don't have a battery that works for this. But yeah, on T-Mobile. I'd like to get this one working if I can because I want some older LG smartphones. Yeah. I mean, it looks really cool. LG K3, absolutely smashed. Don't have a battery that works for this either. I don't know. Maybe I'll get one, but I don't even know if it's worth it because this thing is just destroyed. Yeah, I kind of doubt that screen would work, but I don't know. LG's have beaten the odds before. It's so weird. But yeah. Here's the last of the Galaxy S's I got. This is the T-Mobile model, the Samsung Galaxy S Vibrant. Also works totally fine. Really, really cool. I mean, not too much to say about it, but yeah, it's neat. It looks nice. Yeah. Galaxy Prevail 2. Don't have a battery that works for this guy. It's in really good shape, so I think it would be fine. I don't know. I just need to buy a bunch of different Samsung batteries. We'll try those in due time, hopefully. Galaxy S3 works perfectly fine. It's on T-Mobile, 16 gig in white. So happy to finally have a Galaxy S3. I have wanted one of these for so long. I know they're cheap. I know they're pretty easy to find nowadays because they're 13 years old. It's crazy that these things are 13 years old. It's crazy that the Galaxy S6 is 10 now. Like, that's unbelievable. But yeah, works totally fine. Not too much to say about it. Yeah. I love the S3. It is pretty scratched up, but it doesn't affect anything. I think the speaker might be starting to go bad, though. It's really, really quiet. Or maybe the S3 speaker just sucked and I don't remember it. I mean, Samsung had problems with speakers for a long time. I don't know. Blue Win Jr. Yes, this is a blue Windows phone. I did not know those existed. I have not been able to get anything out of this. It has a battery, but it's just not responding at all with or without the battery, so it might just be completely cooked. I don't really care. It's a blue phone. These things suck. But yeah. I don't know. LG Tribute. Again, don't have a battery for this. Thought I might have, but I don't. I don't know. Probably worth trying this. Probably worth trying a lot of these. Yeah. I mean, looks alright. Looks like it's in really good shape, so, you know. I don't know if it's on Boost or Virgin Mobile or what. I assume Virgin Mobile, but I don't know. Galaxy S3 Mini. Don't have a battery that works for this either. I'm not sure I want to go forward with this one, though, because it's kind of hard to see here, but that charging port is absolutely destroyed. So, I don't know. I doubt it works. It's hard to even get the charger in it. So, yeah. I don't know if I want to test that. Yeah. Kind of unfortunate. It's on AT&T. I mean, based off the model number, it's on AT&T. Yeah, 8 gig. That's all I know. iPhone 5S works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gig locked to AT&T. Yeah, works totally fine. Battery is, I mean, it's an iPhone 5S. You know, these are almost 12-year-old iPhones, but it's holding up decent. Yeah, runs iOS 12. I think the newest version of iOS 12. I had to reset it because I forgot the passcode because I'm an idiot, but got that done. Now it's totally fine. Yeah. We have 2 iPhone 6s. Both work totally fine. Both are completely usable. The silver one is a 16 gig on AT&T running iOS 11.3, I believe. Yeah. And then this space gray one is a 32 gig running iOS 12.5.5, also on AT&T. Yeah, they both work totally fine. Not too much to say about it. They're both a little cracked, but not that bad. Yeah, I went from having no iPhone 6s for the longest time to now having 5. So I'm going to downsize a little bit, but yeah. And the last phone I got in this phone lot, this is an iPhone 4. 8 gig on AT&T running iOS 6.0, which is really, really cool. I know it's not the original version that came on this guy, but on iOS 6.0. Super, super cool. Gonna keep it there because I just think it's cool. It's not gonna increase its resale value, but I just want to have a phone that's usable with iOS 6, with a Retina display. I just think that's awesome. So yeah, definitely gonna keep it there. Like I said, 8 GB on AT&T works totally fine. And yeah, it's nice to have a good condition iPhone 4. Dear God Almighty. They're everywhere. There's so many. So while I was setting this whole thing up, I went ahead and counted how many phones I actually have. So what you see on your screen right now, combined between the dumb phones and the smartphones, is 310 devices. And the MP3 players, those are over there. But yes, 310 devices. So once you include my iPhone 13 right here and the Galaxy S22 Ultra that I'm recording this on, 312 devices. Absolutely ridiculous. Insane, stupid, nutty, unbelievable. Yeah, I have 312 devices. 10 years ago, I started this channel with like a bunch of toy phones and like 5 phones. Now I have 312 devices. Absolutely insane. It's hard to believe it, even though I'm looking at it nonstop. Yeah, I mean, just wow. But as much as I complain about it, this is so much fun to do every single year. And yeah, I'm happy I got all the storage issues fixed and I was able to do this. 310. Absolutely insane. Anyways, guys, with that is going to wrap it up for this collection update. I actually really like the format that we did it in this year, so I'm thinking this might be how we continue things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Time frame might start to change after this year because I'm going to be graduating college next spring, so we'll see how that happens. But yeah, that's all I've got for this incredibly long video. I'm sure this is going to be over 2 hours long. It may even be 3. I don't know. I'm building out the sequences now. Yeah, but hopefully we hit our expected June 18th release for this. I think we will. I think we've got plenty of time to do this. I'm recording this final clip on May 30th, so I think we should be good. And yeah, that's all I've got for you. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. It's always a fun video to make. If you guys did enjoy it, you know what to do. Thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, follow me on all my socials, check out my podcast. And yeah, phone collectors, we're still here. We're not going anywhere. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.